Boa noite! Como vão? Fala, ONU. Como vai? Tudo bom? Meu áudio tá bom? Acho que tem uma moto passando aqui, mas... Vou dar mais uma mordiscada aqui nesse croissant. Fala, Yuna. Tudo bom? Beleza, obrigada aí pelo feedback. Vou nem? Como assim? Ah, você vai bem. Ah, tá. Eu tô bem. Eu tava mal, mas aí eu lembrei do Barney Stinson e agora eu estou bem. Mentira. Agora eu tô mais de boa. Acho que eu precisava ver anime que me faz chorar. Aí eu melhorei. Não, hoje não vai ser jogo não. A menos que você considere HOMESTUCK um jogo. Depende, às vezes é. Eu vou continuar lendo HOMESTUCK, eu tô no ato 4. E a gente parou quando o Andrew Hussey tá se inserindo na história. É uma coisa que ele vai fazer muito daqui pra frente. E daí eu lembro que eu parei bem aqui. A gente tá recapitulando a história até então. A gente já conseguiu recapitular o ato 1 inteiro. E eu vou ficar um tempo aqui nessa página porque ela tem muito texto. Ela tem muito texto mesmo. Então... E eu vou ler em inglês, tá? Então quem gostar de deixar rolando a live e for fazer outras coisas enquanto ouve eu falando inglês, obrigada, desde então. Ou quiser dar uma olhada também e ir treinando inglês enquanto isso. Eu tô só terminando de comer um croissantzinho aqui, pra não ficar com muita fome depois. Interessante, interessante. HOMESTUCK é uma história interessante. É muito embolada, mas é interessante. Sim. Acredito eu que os brasileiros, eles exercitam muito o listening. A gente consome muita coisa, né? Muita série, por aí. Isso aí, se hidratem também. Eu vou só abaixar a música um pouquinho, que ela tá muito alta pra mim. Acho que eu sou aquele tipo de pessoa que fica... não consegue concentrar se tem barulho muito alto. Tá. Vamos continuar de onde paramos. Lembrando que essas lives, elas estão sendo postadas no YouTube. Deixa eu colocar o canal aí no chat. No meu canal principal. As lives que eu tô lendo HOMESTUCK estão indo pro canal principal, zizibs. Mas eu quero aproveitar para falar pra vocês que tá tendo gameplay lá no meu canal de gameplays, que é o Zizibs Joga. Eu tô fazendo gameplay raiz, que eu não estou fazendo em live, eu tô fazendo ela editada. Tô jogando o Butterfly Soup 2. É uma série cujo primeiro jogo eu já fiz naquele mesmo canal. E agora eu estou continuando fazendo do jogo 2, que saiu recentemente no final do mês passado. E daí eu tô tipo o mês inteiro, praticamente todo dia, tô postando uma gameplay nova. Isso ferra com o algoritmo do YouTube? Isso não ferra? Vamos descobrir juntos. Na verdade eu não tô fazendo isso pra ganhar dinheiro, né? Eu tô fazendo isso pra dar alegria pro povo. Então, se você quiser ficar alegre, uma história sobre garotas viadas e talvez beisebol. Tem um pouquinho de beisebol nesse jogo. Bem pouquinho. Aí, só entrar nos Zizibs Joga. É bem viado mesmo. Se você gosta de coisa viada, tá no lugar certo. Ok, agora eu vou continuar a ler aqui. Dave was charged with acquiring his bro's copy of the game to help Rose. Earlier, he had lost his copy of the game to a mishap involving a crow. It flew in his window, seized the game, and Dave accidentally impaled it with a sword, sending the crow and the game out the window onto a landing far below his apartment. He searched his bro's room, unable to find it, was briefly shadowed by Leo Cole, and then found a note beckoning him to meet on the roof for a confrontation. Dave and his bro dueled on the roof extensively, and Dave was thoroughly bested. Upon defeating Dave, his bro dropped the copies of the game and flew off on his rocket board into the sky. O irmão do Dave é radical. Fala, Nikawa. Fala, Polar. Tomou um chá do desaparecimento? Do aparecimento. Ela apareceu. Obrigada pela água. Boa noite pra vocês que apareceram. Tudo bom? Como vão vocês? Hidratação é importante, bebam água. Dave used the copies to connect with Rose and quickly deployed the device while her house was on fire, surrounded by flaming tornadoes and minutes away from being destroyed by a meteor. Rose prototyped her Colonel Sprite with Jaspers, specifically to understand the meaning of the secret he whispered to her years ago. She was advised to do this by Jade, who told her about the game in the first place. Dave then prototyped the Colonel Sprite again with the tentacled princess doll given to Rose on her birthday by her mom. Both of these prototypings would have an effect on the enemies once Rose entered the medium and Colonel hatched. Muito obrigada, Rio Games, por ter dado este presente de Natal antecipado para a senhorita Polar Bear. Seja muito bem-vinda ao bonde do poder, Polar. Agora você está poderosa. Você está existindo? Existindo é bom. Existindo é melhor do que não existindo. Estudando? Tá estudando muito? Ah, aí é bom. Como diria a Mimi, é bom ter os CDFs, os nerds. Valeu, Riel. Riel Games. Muito obrigada. Um beijo na sua bunda. Eu vou pegar algo pra comer e já volto. Ok, Ono. Enquanto isso, vou continuar a ler aqui. Onde é que eu li? Eu fui até aqui. Rose used the alchemister to create the special item. For her, a purple wine bottle, which she needed to break to enter. She eventually did, transporting her house just before the meteor collided. Tá. Aqui a gente deve estar no ato 3 já, porque eu acho que, se não me engano, a Rose entrou no mundo lá dela no ato 3. O John foi no ato 1. Acho que a última coisa que acontece no ato 1 é o John entrando, né, no jogo. Lembrando que o objeto que o John teve que quebrar pra entrar no mundo do jogo foi uma maçã. No caso dele era azul. E no caso da Rose era uma garrafa roxa. Eu não sei qual que é a simbologia dessas coisas, mas tá aí. The meteor left a crater. Over time, at the site of impact, a large white structure that looked like a wine bottle grew there, and the crater filled up with sand as the climate of the post-apocalyptic Earth gradually changed. The cork of that bottle was a large metal cylinder with an interior much like an advanced science station, with a variety of devices and monitors inside. 413 years after the meteor impact, the wayward vagabond walked through the desert and discovered this station. Inside, he found canned rations, a firefly he named Serenity, and a purifier and 4 monitors hooked up to a keyboard. Então é 413 anos no futuro, porque 413 é um número importante, simbólico para Homestuck. A história começou dia 13 de abril de 2009, se não me engano. Então, toda vez que for ter alguma coisa importante de número, vai ser 413. Por causa da data dos Estados Unidos ser inverso, né? O mês com o dia. On one of the monitors was John, just after he'd entered the median. WV could type commands to John directly, much as the readers of this story could type commands for the characters to follow. Most of John's actions upon entering the median were altered by WV until he became preoccupied with other activities, such as building a town out of cans, playing chess with cans. No jogo do bicho, eu não sei. Se tiver alguém aí que manja, vamos falar que é o Tatu. Muito obrigada por ter escorregado o Prime, Vitor Chum. Tudo bom contigo? Estamos num hype trem, Jesus! Muito obrigada. Valeu, som. É gol do Vitor Chum. Eu estava mal, mas aí eu assisti anime triste, Fumetsu no Anatae, segunda temporada, e agora eu estou bem, acredita? Eu não acredito, mas agora eu estou melhor. Acho que eu precisava dar uma choradinha. Mas eu só chorei no episódio 2. E eu vi do episódio 2 ao 5 hoje. E eu só chorei no 2. Mas foi bom. Eu só te digo uma coisa. Pink blood, pink blood, pink blood. Esse é o hino da choradeira. Ok, onde é que eu parei? Ah, tá, o WV. Mob hoje? Nossa, eu tenho que ver Mob, meu Deus. Eu tenho que voltar a ver Chainsaw Man, tenho que ver Mob. Verei. Playing chess with cans and drawing chalk murals depicting the cosmological arrangement of Skya, the medium, the light and dark planets known as Prospect and Earth, and the 4 planets the kids could each occupy upon entering the game, called the Land of Wind and Shade, the John, the Land of Light and Rain, the Rose, the Land of Heat and Clockwork, the Dave, and Jade's Planet, which is yet to be seen. Aí eu não sei se vocês lembram, mas eu falei pra vocês que o planeta que eu acho mais bonito, o medium que eu acho mais bonito de todos os 4 dessas crianças aí do beta, é o da Rose. Porque ele tem umas cores tonzinho pastel que eu amo, que é os rosinha com amarelinho lá e tal. Não tem nada a ver com a Rose, absolutamente nada a ver com a Rose super gótica. Mas é por isso que é assim mesmo. É pra ser o contrário da personalidade da criança, ou algo do gênero, pra ela se sentir desafiada de alguma forma. He also activated a countdown in the station, which caused it to blast out of the crater and fly to designated home coordinates. Along the way, it passed over the sand-filled crater that was the impact site for John's meteor, on the other side of the continent. John's meteor had caused a giant white tree to grow in the crater. The tree grew an apple-like station from a branch, which fell to the sand. The peregrine Magicant found this station. After WV flew overhead, PM activated her station's homing feature as well, which caused it to fly to the same destination. Along the way, she used her terminal to attempt to command Jade, who, from the perspective of the terminal, had just arrived in the median. This caused the terminal to explode for unknown reasons, leaving a hole in the station. One of the station's robotic worms recovered one of PM's falling mailboxes, and she befriended it after earlier slaying another one with her black Regisword. Regisword porque é do rei. WV landed at the site of the ancient frog ruins across the now dried up Pacific Ocean. The site was once the island where Jade lived, but nothing of the island remained except for the ruins. The mountain her house was on and the volcano next to it were replaced by a large empty chasm. PM landed shortly after WV and they met. Fala, Rica Gueto, você tô com churubão. Cabeça de cimento se apresentando. Como vai você? Oh. They were confronted by the aimless renegade, who fired at them from the frog ruins with old weaponry he'd been hoarding, once belonging to Jade's grandpa. Millions of years ago, the frog ruins grew from a crater struck by a meteor that emerged from a spur portal in space. Jade's radioactive, omnipotent space warping dog named Becquerel emerged from this crater as well. Eu estava mal, aí eu vi anime triste, aí eu fiquei bem. É isto. Agora eu estou bem. Jade's grandpa pioneered this island and built the house Jade lives in. Her grandpa has been dead for many years and stands stuffed in front of the fireplace. She has been looked after by her dog, who she calls Beck. She begins the day with several tasks to accomplish, to feed Beck and to retrieve a birthday package mailed to John. She irradiates a steak and heads outside to the site where the package will be dropped. She knows it will be dropped there because one of the reminders she wears on her fingers jogs her memory about it. She wears them to keep track of the many things she knows about the future through dreams. Cachorro, como diz o Rica. She falls asleep frequently and spontaneously. When she sleeps, her dream self is awake and living on the moon that orbits the light planet Prospit. Prospit very closely orbits Skya, a huge sphere of blue sky and clouds, which Nana describes as a dormant crucible of unlimited creative potential. When Prospit's moon eclipses Skya, it drifts into Skya for a time, mingling with the clouds. Dream Jade then witnesses many past and future events in the clouds. While asleep, she is often confused about what is real and what isn't. When she wakes up, she pieces together future events from her memory of the cloud visions and from logs recorded by her dreambot. Her dreambot is a robotic surrogate that activates while she sleeps in her bed. It mimics, in the real world, the movement and actions of her dream self on the moon and records a videolog of what she sees while dreaming. Então tem lá Skya, né, que é um planeta que parece um jogo de xadrez, que é onde tem a guerra das peças brancas contra as peças pretas. As peças brancas estão sempre destinadas a perder. É todo um mito lá do povo. E nisso tem as luas. Tem a lua de Prospit, que é a amarelinha, que é onde fica o eu dos sonhos da Jade e do John. E tem a lua roxa, que é Durce, que é onde fica o corpo dorminhoco da Rose e do Dave. Mafarofas. Prospit's moon has 2 towers of identical design and similar design to Jade's house. Dream Jade lives on one tower. Dream John lives in the other. Dream John is still asleep, and John has no knowledge of the dream world. Obrigada pelo abraço. Which is to say, the entire game session he would initiate on his 13th birthday. When he goes to sleep, instead of waking up on the moon as Jade does, he remains slumbering in his dream room, tormented by his subconscious. This torment is expressed when he sleepwalks and draws troubling scribbles on the walls of his room. When awake, he cannot see the scribbles, as its subconscious suppresses his awareness of them. It is not until he has a perception-altering revelation about his dead does he begin to see them. He initially believed they were new additions to his room, perhaps crawled by imps. However, they were present long before, visible in his room while he prepared Jade's birthday package months ago. Polarzita voltou e o Ono voltou agora. Hello. Deixa eu beber uma aguinha. Obrigada, Ono. John prepared a package for each of his 3 friends, whose 13th birthdays were December 1st, Jade, 3rd, Dave, and 4th, Rose. Então, tipo, a Jade faz aniversário 1º de dezembro, tá chegando. O Dave faz dia 3 de dezembro e a Rose faz dia 4 de dezembro. O único diferente é o John, que faz aniversário dia 13 de abril. Só que nenhum dos 4 nasceu nesse dia de verdade, mas enfim, isso aí é spoiler pra uma outra parte da história. He gave Rose a knitting set and she then took an intense interest knitting it. He gave Dave the pair of shades Ben Stiller wore in Starsky and Hutch, which he wore from then on, replacing the shades in the style his bro wore. He gave Jade a blue version of his own ghost shirt and some pumpkin seeds to help her replace the pumpkins that kept disappearing from her garden. But she did not receive this on the birthday John intended. She received it in the past, on her birthday when she was very young, causing her to take an interest in gardening in the first place, to take a liking to blue April, and to eventually befriend John over the internet and lead him, Rose, and Dave down a path where they would ultimately play this game together. É nó no espaço-tempo. O que veio primeiro, a amizade, o presente ou a semente? Tudo. Jade did retrieve his package in the present as planned, but immediately took it to another location where it disappeared. WV in the far future purified it from that location on accident. The package contained further instructions for him. He was to bring it to PM and she was to use her station's sendificator to send it to another place and time. After she did this, the package appeared in front of young Jade on her birthday. Jade orchestrated the sequence of events through the knowledge of them by her cloud visions. She orchestrated similar events for the package she sent to John, plotting the circuitous route through time and space it was meant to follow. She again utilized the exiles for help, while they were still in the median. The exiles WV, PM, and AR were all formerly agents of the kingdoms before they were exiled by some means to post-apocalyptic Earth. AR, as an authority regulator in the land of wind and shade, discovered the package and the beta copy in John's wrecked car as he gave it a parking ticket. PM, working as a parcel mistress, recognized the package from a correspondence she had with Jade on Prospect some time ago, and recalled it must be delivered to John. AR would not relinquish the package, though he did give her the beta, which she delivered into a Pyxis to satisfy the carved request of a mini tablet. John carved this tablet at the request of PM through the command terminal in the future. Muitas coisas acontecendo. AR brought the package to Durs, where it ultimately wound up on the desk of Jack Noir. Jack is the arch-agent of the Dark Kingdom, charged with overseeing affairs through his office's fenestrated wall portals and processing paperwork. He is forced to wear a silly garment in keeping with prototyping themes by the Black Queen, an order he resentfully complies with. He oversaw the imprisonment of John's dad, who broke loose on multiple occasions. When Jack sent to handle it personally, John's dad set Jack's hat on fire. In a surly act of gratitude, he released the prisoner. John's dad fled to the land of wind and shade, fought large monsters, got his hat dirty, and lost a shoe. He then carved tablet requests for new ones, which John filled via Pyxis, unaware of who requested them. Ah, essa parte eu não tinha entendido. O pai do John tinha pedido o sapato e o John deu o sapato sem saber que era o pai dele que estava pedindo. Aliás, sapato e creme de barbear é uma coisa que o John tinha aos montes. PM followed AR to Durs in hopes of retrieving the package. After wandering around, she encountered the Black Queen on her throne. Both the Light and Dark Kingdoms each have a king and a queen. The queens sit on a throne, on Prospect and Durs respectively, ruling the planet. The kings command armies on the battlefield, located at the center of Skya. The queen takes on the attributes supplied by the prototypings due to the four-orbed ring she wears. When the ring is removed, the queen is restored to normal. PM showed the BQ a parking ticket she was pretending to deliver. The BQ directed her to Jack's office, where the ticket should be filled. PM met Jack and asked for the package. Jack proposed a deal and gave her a black Regisword. If she would kill the White Queen and White King and bring him their crowns, he would give her the package. She accepted with little alternative. She then visited the White Queen on Prospect and explained the situation, with no intention of carrying out Jack's mission. The WQ, understanding the futility of their situation and the need to recover the package, abdicated and gave PM her crown and her ring. PM was instructed to go find the White King, retrieve his crown, and receive further instructions on what to do with the ring to protect it. WQ would then eventually exile herself to post-apocalypse Earth. On post-apocalypse Earth, after AR fired on WV and PM from the ruins, he spotted WV's pumpkin. Peraí, tô até sem voz. Obrigada, Luma, pela sua subscrição. Pelo seu resub, valeu. Voltar pra cá. Beleza, muito obrigado por ter passado aqui, ter dado um resub. Obrigada. Beijão. On post-apocalypse Earth, after AR fired on WV and PM from the ruins, he spotted WV's pumpkin, which WV had earlier purified from Jade's house. He recognized the carving of Beck's silhouette on the pumpkin. Fearful of it, he surrendered. The three exiles soon became friends over a campfire and shared rations. WV and AR built Exile Town out of cans, mailboxes, and bullets. PM operated WV's station terminal to submit commands to John as he explored the land of wind and shade. In the sky, another station teleported and fell to the ground. It was shaped like an egg and originated from Dave's meteor impact site, in correspondence with the egg-shaped item he would use to enter the median. Emerging from this station was the windswept Questant, formerly the White Queen. Semana de prova? Ah, fala, Matheus sem H. Então, bons estudos pra você. Muito obrigada por ter passado aqui pra avisar. Bons estudos. Estude com juízo, por favor. Então, o John, pra entrar no medium dele, teve que quebrar uma maçã azul. A Rose teve que quebrar uma garrafa roxa. E o Dave teve que quebrar um ovo laranja. Vermelho, né? Laranja é a cor do outro. Vermelho. Laranja é o... é o Colonel's Price lá. Fala, Stingo, tudo bom? Como vai? Só nos anime de futebol? Só nos Monster Hunter, meu. Tô bem, tô bem. Eu esqueci o nome do anime de futebol. Aquele lá, Blue Lock. Isso. Ao Noroko. Vendo todos os jogos da Copa. Nossa. Coragem. Eu não ligo pra Copa, né? Então eu estou em outro nível. Um nível bem diferente. AR and WV sought to impress WQ by crafting a crown for her out of a mailbox. She refused the distinction, instead giving it to PM, who had successfully completed her mission to deliver Jade's package to John in the distant past. The means by which she went about this have yet to be seen. A gente tá quase chegando no momento presente da história. A gente ainda está no recap, mas tá quase chegando no momento presente, que eu lembro dessas coisas mais frescas na memória. John entered the Loas, Land of Wind and Shade, by having Rose build up his house to the first gate, fighting through many imps and ogres with his powerful new alchemized weapons and entering the gate. This took him to a location beneath the clouds, far below his house. The lowest turned out to be a large windy planet, full of dark terrain, incandescent trees, networks of pipes, and oily rivers. In addition to hosting more powerful adversaries, the land is occupied by friendly consarts, a race of salamanders. They help John understand the mythos of the land and inform him of the planet's persecution by a sleeping denizen, which is responsible for clogging the pipes with oil and trapping fireflies under the clouds. Lembrei de uma coisa, gente. Hoje é Doctor Who Day. Hoje é o dia que Doctor Who primeiro foi lançada na TV. A série tá fazendo 59 anos. Ano que vem vai ter muitos especiais, porque a série estará fazendo 60 anos. Não é toda série que tem esse tanto de anos, não é? Parabéns pelos seus 59 aninhos, Doctor Who. Each planet has a sleeping denizen, which the players must first wake and then kill in the course of their journey through the Seven Gates. Uma série muito boa. Rose's planet, the land of light and rain, or Lolar, is a multicolored ocean planet with white sandy islands and pink ruins, and has a denizen responsible for killing all life in the water. Dave's planet, the land of heart and clockwork, Lohak, is a lava planet, covered in industrial steel frame structures and turning gears, and has a denizen of yet unknown qualities. Raxacaricophilopatoris! Raxacaricophilopatoris supremacy! Killing the denizen releases a huge grist horde buried at the core of the planet, which is then used to fuel a process known as the ultimate alchemy. Along the way, the kids are meant to learn about their destined roles in this quest as the Heir of Breath, John, Seer of Light, Rose, Knight of Time, Dave, and Witch of Space, Jade. Over the course of their quest, the Dark Kingdom will inevitably defeat the Light Kingdom. The Black Queen and King will take control and initiate the reckoning. This affects a belt of meteors called the Veil, which orbits far from Skya between the 4 planets and Durs, which is host to various lab facilities used by the kingdoms. The reckoning causes the meteors to descend on Skya, ultimately destroying it, unless the Black Queen and King can be defeated in time. Skya, however, buys time by opening defense portals to catch many of the meteors, redirecting them elsewhere in space and time. Não é? This is the generic template for the way the game is supposed to proceed. It can deviate from this model, however, depending on the actions of the players, and the details of the game mythology presented is unique to each group of players and their session. Então a gente meio que leu nesse penúltimo parágrafo aí. É difícil trocar de uma língua para outra com rapidez. Existe o jogo Sburb, existe a mitologia do jogo Sburb, só que dependendo de quem tá jogando e do que os players fizerem na sessão que eles estão, pode acontecer diferente do que estava sendo planejado. Imagine Sburb como se fosse uma campanha de RPG. Tem um livro de regras, tem tudo que pode acontecer, mas aí você acrescenta nessa fórmula os jogadores. E os jogadores são coisas muito voláteis, pode ir para qualquer lugar. Então você não sabe o que pode acontecer de verdade. Você pode ter um guia, mas você não tem como ter certeza exatamente de como os eventos vão se suceder. A execução você nunca vai saber como é de verdade, porque tem um elemento extra na mistura, os jogadores. E suas ações mirabolantes, ou não tão mirabolantes. É difícil de prever. Fala, Fire Drake, há quanto tempo? Que saudades! Como é que vai você? Long before John and his friends started playing the game, another group of players had been persistently trolling them, particularly Jade. They are furious about an action she will take that will cause major problems in the 4Kids game session, and inevitably lead to their defeat. Specifically, Jade will send a package to John, apparently containing a powerful weapon he will need later. But the package winds up in the hands of Jack Noir, leading to dire consequences. They allude to other things she will do that will lead not to to not only trouble for the 4 kids, but the troll players as well. É o que eu tô falando, gente. Jack Noir é o personagem mais perigoso dessa história. É um dos, né? Tem o outro lá também, mas Jack Noir é um dos perigosos. Trabalhando pra caramba? Ah, bom, bom. Mas espero que esteja descansando pra caramba também. Very good. Chegamos pra explicar os trolls agora. Vou terminar de comer aqui, peraí. Ok. Fala, André. Tô bem, e você? As músicas de Undertale são muito boas. The trolls consist of 12 kids from an alien planet who went through the same process as John and his friends, escaping from annihilation of their planet via meteors, and into the medium to play the game. Their game session is entirely separate from that of the 4 kids. It has the same basic template, which with its own Skya, Prospect, Durs, Vale, and a planet for each troll, but separate game instances of these. They also have different instances of the same character templates, such as the kings and queens and agents like Jack Noir. Então, do mesmo jeito que nós estamos as 4 crianças da Terra jogando uma sessão de Sburb, nós também tivemos os 12 trolls jogando Sburb. A sessão deles era completamente diferente e tinha a ver com o planeta deles. The trolls have completed their game session with yet unknown results. They now reside on a meteor in their Vel, sitting at terminals trolling John and company. From their terminal, they can choose any point in the past or future of the kids to troll, and observe what they're doing at that moment. As a group, their only stated objective is to harass the kids, which they do so haphazardly throughout different points in the kids' timeline. Though they can choose any point on the kids' timeline to talk, they are mostly resigned to the understanding that no matter what they do, they can't change the outcome of the kids' actions. Se não for um vídeo muito grande, eu vejo, André. The 4 most vociferous trolls so far have been Carcinogeneticist, que é o Carcat, Gallows Calibrator, que é o Tavros, Grim Auxiliatrix, que é a Canaia, and Adios Toreador. Ah, não, Gallows Calibrator é... Porra, quem que era o Gallows Calibrator mesmo? Deixa eu ver aqui. Eu tô errando. Ah, é a Therese. E esse aqui que é o Tavros. Essa aqui é a Canaia. E esse aqui é o Carcat. The other 8 being Apocalypse Arisen. Eu acho que essa é a... Essa é a... Aradia. Aradia é o nome dela? Acho que é Aradia o nome dela. Twin Armageddons, que se não me engano é o Solux. Arsenic Catnip, que claramente pelo nome é a... Porra. É a... Nepeta. Arachnid's Grip, que é a minha queridinha Vriska. Centaur's Testicle, que é o Equius. Terminally Capricious, que é o doido do Gamzee. Caligula's Aquarian, que deve ser o... Ai, como é que ele chama? O detestável lá? Porra. Ai, é muito nome pra lembrar. O chato lá de aquário. E a Cuttlefish Color, que é a Fefairy. Each Yet to Be Heard From. Nossa, eu esqueci o nome do que eu mais detesto, faz sentido. Na verdade, o que eu menos gosto é o Gamzee. Mas, assim, o outro eu sou antipática com ele, então tudo bem, eu esqueci o nome dele. É o... Porra, acho que o nome dele era com C. Ai, esqueci, não é Cronos. Cronos é o Dancestor. Pô, Fire Drake. 7 minutos? Ah, tá. 7 minutos, tudo bem. Final de Steins Gate. O jogo ele vai ser postado no YouTube ainda. O anime você vai ter que assistir, cara. Porque eu não consigo postar o anime no YouTube. O final foi bom. O final do anime, né? Tem muitos finais no jogo. Eu não sei se ainda tá salvo aqui na Twitch as lives assistindo Steins Gate. Carcino, geneticist, appears to have spearheaded the group's trolling campaign. While he was in the thick of his game session, the exile commanding him from a terminal in the apocalyptic future was Spadus Sleek. This is one difference between his game session and John's, who had WV... Opa! Obrigado por seguir, Rocket Shaggy. Tudo bom? Pega uma cadeira, sente no chão, vamos ler Homestuck de montão. Steins Gate! Pô, Fire Drake, assim enfraquece o rolê, pô. This is one difference between his game session and John's, who had WV as an exile commanding him. In CG's session, his version of the Jack Noir became exiled along the way, and took on the name Spade Slick. 3 other agents were exiled, and the 4 of them formed a gang called the Midnight Crew, and spent years building up a dark city in the future wasteland of the Trolls' dead planet. Another difference in the Troll session is that at some point along the way, the Black Queen was also exiled, later joined a rival gang called the Felt, assumed special powers that make her highly inadvisable to kill, and came to be known as Snowman. It was not until Slick confronted the Felt in their mansion that he discovered the station terminal to command CG, and not before Snowden blinded him in one eye, severed his arm and locked him in a vault. Ok. Essa página aqui ela é muito importante. Ela fala que ela vai dar um resumo, mas ela acaba explicando umas coisas que você não teria percebido só lendo. Por exemplo, eu não lembrava que a Snowman, apesar de ser meio óbvio pelo desenho dela, eu não lembrava que ela era a Black Queen da seção dos Trolls. Mas nem todas as coisas eu pego também da história, né? Então tem isso. O Bot tava com saudade de você. Verdade. Okay. Each troll has a different trolling strategy and a different rhythm by which they hop around the kids' timelines to chat with them. CJ's strategy, for the most part, was to begin trolling them at the very end of their adventure, the moment at which he was most angry with their actions, and then gradually work backwards, mostly talking to John. This proves to be mutually frustrating though, as John knows less and less about the situation and further into the past CG goes. Similarly, the further into the future John progresses, the more he has the advantage over CG by knowledge of his future conversations with him, and vice versa. Over the course of the opposing directions of the two sides of the conversation, John learns more about the nature of the game and why they're being trolled, and in spite of hostility, they gradually befriend each other through an inevitability alluded to on both sides of the conversation. Early in the correspondence between John and CG, which is to say late for CG discovers he needs to get in touch with Jade, who refuses to talk to him in that time period. So he delivers a message to her much earlier, months in her past, telling her she needs to contact him when she's in trouble. She will know to do this when her dreambot explodes in the future, an outcome that has not yet happened. Então, o que eu estou lendo é para ser explicação. Eu li o começo dessa explicação no finalzinho da live anterior e agora eu estou continuando a ler. A gente já tá no ato 4, então vai ser complicado explicar para você. Quando você tiver um tempinho, eu recomendo você dar uma olhada no meu YouTube principal, que eu tô postando tudo lá. Mas é basicamente 4 crianças terráqueas que estão tentando jogar um jogo, só que o jogo vai bugar em certo momento. É um jogo muito esquisito, de fim de mundo. E algumas crianças já entraram no jogo. São 4 crianças, 3 já entraram no jogo. Tá faltando uma. E o mundo acaba quando você vai entrar no jogo. Você quase morre pra entrar nesse jogo. E daí é muito elemento pra eu te explicar, então é. 2 other trolls, Grim Auxiliatrix and Adios Toreador, GA and AT, have targeted only Rose and Dave thus far. GA has hopped arbitrarily back and forward in Rose's timeline to talk to her, and is attempting to cultivate a friendship with her that now seems rigged through a series of conversational time loops, while seeking counsel from Dave on how to befriend her. AT sought counsel from Rose on how to troll Dave more effectively, after getting severely counter-trolled by him. He is under the impression he rebounded nicely though. Gallows Calibrator, GC, has stayed mostly linear in her trolling patterns, and has done so under the guise of helping the kids on their quest. She convinces John to take a shortcut through his land, shows him the denizen's palace, leads him to warp back to his house, then shows him how to fix the faulty rocket pack he made earlier through an alchemy mishap. She tells him to use the rocket pack to fly up to the 7th gate, enter the denizen's palace, and kill it in its sleep. He complied with this and flew through the 7th gate, in spite of reservations from Dave, who just entered the medium the moment before John took off. Olha no YouTube que está lá, é verdade. Let me tell you about HOMESTUCK no YouTube. Veja pelo lado bom, Doctor, as coisas não se complicaram mais ainda. Por enquanto. É muito complicada essa história, ela é muito embolada. Mas eu amo. GC also assisted Rose just after she bested an ogre with ease. She counseled her on understanding her role as the Seer of Light, and the meaning of the voice in her head as an exile issuing commands from a terminal. In her case, it was the Exile White Queen issuing commands from the egg-shaped station in the future. Since Dave is Rose's server player, the terminal station from Dave's impact site issues commands to Rose, just as the station at Rose's site, which WV found, issues commands to John, her client player. After conversing with GA, Rose found Jasper Sprite and interrogated him about the secret which she found so maddeningly mysterious years ago. He explained elements of the mythos of her land and how she'd need to learn to play the rain to produce the musical analog of a genetic code to reintroduce life into the ocean. Okay. In response to her question about his secret, he simply replied, "Meow." She mistook this for more nonsense. Obrigado pelo lurk. but it was, in fact, the secret he told her years ago. The 4-letter sequence meow unlocked a genetic code in her subconscious, which she would spend years scrolling on her wall using those letters in place of the typically used GCAT letters, while completely oblivious to the scrawlings and their meaning, just as John was. As Jasper said, she would understand their meaning when her dream self wakes up. Meu Deus do céu. Se ele não tivesse explicado, eu não teria entendido isso aqui. Rose's dream self lives in a tower on the moon of theirs. Dave's dream self lives on the same moon in the other tower. It was suggested by Rose's future self, who is fully awake in the tower, that Dave had already been awake in his tower all along without realizing it. This was suggested in a conversation she had in the future with Dave. It was an alternative future timeline not meant to be. This future timeline came about by this series of events. Dave was able to enter the medium by connecting with Jade and as his server player. Jade got copies of the game from the Frog Ruins after she delivered John's package to her past self. She snuck into the ruins while Beck was asleep and retrieved the game from a Lotus Time capsule, which had been ticking down for millions of years. The game was Dave's copy from the future, the same one that fell out of the window with the impaled crow. Once she got the game, the time capsule started ticking down again, set to expire 413 years later, when the exiles are there. She dropped some items in the ruins, leaving them there for AR to find, and leaving her best jammed in the elevator. Beck then found her there, took her back to her room, and grounded her there for the rest of the evening. She quickly helped Dave set up the game, upgrading his alchemister heavily, and crafting the special item he needed to enter the medium, a red egg, which needed to be incubated and hatched to activate. She prototyped his kernel sprite with the impaled crow, which would affect enemies later, including the Black Queen. The sprite built a nest on top of his apartment's antenna tower and stole the egg to incubate it for hours. A very large meteor was seen bearing down on his city. Dave then entered the medium through a series of unseen events. Jade was asleep, thus forbidden by Dave from interacting with his environment at all. Jade complied for the fear of retribution. Dave was faced with a crow sprite, which appeared to be suggesting he prototyped it again with the remains of Luke Hall. Dave consulted with John on this, who was about to rocket up to the Seventh Gate. John had no advice and proceeded up through the gate against better judgment. Dave prototyped the sprite with Call. John entered the palace, presumably found the denizen, and was easily killed by it, and, as was the intent of GC's trick on him. This meant John could not establish a connection with Jade to rescue her from the looming meteor, and Dave and Rose lost contact with her, presuming her dead. Dave and Rose then spent the next 4 months in the medium, advancing as far as they could to collect information before Dave decided to travel back in time to change events. Dave used his timetables to go back to the moment he was about to prototype with Call. Both he and his past self strongly urged John not to go through the gate. John was reluctant at first, but soon reconsidered and flew down beneath the clouds. Future Dave then gave present Dave all his advanced gear and prototyped the crow sprite with himself to make Dave's sprite, thus serving as his own guide from the future. O melhor guia é você mesmo, do futuro, que não aconteceu. Before going back in time... Opa!
Boa noite, zizibzoka. 20º mês.
20º mês! Muito obrigada, Zizibs do Futuro. Muito obrigada, Vimones, pela sua resubscrição. Como é que está você? Boa noite. Vai ler a sequência do Homestuck quando terminar? Não! Não mesmo. Before going back in time, future Dave convinced future Rose to go to sleep. He suggested her dream self would be unaltered by the timeline shift, and in her dream state, she would remember the events from the future. When Dave went back, Rose's future dream self assumed the position of Rose's present dream self. Rose fell asleep, and on Dursa's moon, she instantly woke up. She then saw all the genetic scrawlings she did in meow letters and understood their meaning. Maior rolê. Eu estou bem, obrigado por perguntar. É porque o Homestuck 2 é só texto. É tipo isso aqui que eu tô fazendo agora. Meanwhile, mas a história de chip lá não é tão interessante assim. Meanwhile, on Durst below, the Black Queen again insisted that Jack Nor abide by the dress code. He refused, and the Queen threatened him. He picked up Jade's package to John, removed what was inside, and used it to slice her ring finger off. He then killed the Black Queen, put on the ring, and donned the full upgrade supplied by the 3 prototypings. He then became Jaxpers Noir LeCroix, which is a name I just made up now. And then, after that, you started watching me type in this ridiculous study. I photoshopped for myself, with my cool horse painting propped up in the background. Eu não sei porquê, mas eu cliquei nesse link e ele me levou pro link do Photoshop. Ok. Ai, finalmente, depois de 1 hora de live, eu terminei de ler esse resumo. Pra vocês terem uma ideia, na live passada... Resumo. I didn't read any of that. Do something less boring. Eu li. Shut the hell up. Retrieve arm from background. Eu li o call. Hã? Oh, call, please. Not now. Why don't you keep drawing Homestuck or something? Esse aqui, como eu já expliquei na live passada, é o criador da história. Ele fica se colocando no meio da história. Oh, but I don't merely draw Homestuck. I'm about to make a joke. Ok. Esse gif aqui é famoso. Entre muitos outros, né? Peraí que eu tô comendo. Quem que é esse meno? Ficou calor hoje. I conjure this intrepid fantasy-scape with tears bled from the wisdom-weary eyes of 50,000 imaginary magicians. I pull heavy drags from the brooms of inspiration, with enchanted billows heralded from a guild of churlish and mythical dwarves. Vast bulbous riddle spiders push the silken strands of pure whimsy through hideous abominable spinnerets, and it is that with which I weave this audacious cocoon of exquisite lies. And when it relaxing the vulture's leathery vice grip is fixed around your captive mind. Ah, São Paulo, então é capaz de chover aqui depois. This is stupid. Stop being a wise ass and get drawing. A Dona Aranha não tanca. O leitor falando pra ele, para de ficar falando essas coisas aí e volta a desenhar a história, pelo amor de Deus. Alright, it won't be that exciting to watch though. I'll pull up Photoshop again. Here's the file I was using for the fourth wall. What do you want me to draw? Can you show us what's going on with John again? Sure. How about if I drag the content from one of the John flies under the fourth wall layer, so we can make a more graceful transition out of this ludicrous, highly disruptive self-insertion arc. That sounds like a good idea. Okay. Oh, and then you can type something like switch walls view to show us what's going on with John. Here, I'll prepare the GIF file for that. It'll just take a few seconds. Go ahead, say that. Switch walls view to show us what's going on with John. Mucho texto, cadê as imagens, né? Cadê o GIF? You'll decide that's entirely enough of that. If this website becomes any more self-aware in a playfully self-deprecating yet weirdly self-aggrandizing manner, you're going to go drown a bag of puppies in a sewer. Answer GC. Jesus amado. É isto. Voltamos pra história. Depois de muito blá blá blá, voltamos pra história. What's this? Ah, ela enviou um arquivo pra ele. It's your world map, with your second gate labeled, so you can go there. Oh man, let me drop everything and go there, because I'm in such a huge hurry to take more of your advice. John, please, give me one of your human breaks. I feel awful about killing you. Even though technically you never even died, so I don't know what you're bitching about. Yeah, well, Dave said I did, and I believe him. That is because he and you are best pals for life. Can I be your pal too, John? I don't know, I thought you were okay for a while, but now you are kind of giving me the creeps. Gigas, John! What? I am invoking the name of your Earth Gigas to express frustration. You mean my Earth Jesus? I don't know, do I? Do you have a throw Gigas? John, we have the best throw Gigas. You don't even know. Wow, really? Or is this a joke? It's a joke. I'm not really sure what a Gigas is. Well, neither do I guess. It's pretty much not anything. John, will you please follow the map? Let me earn your trust. If you don't like what's on the other side of the gate, you can just turn around. Okay, I'll take a look. Open map. Google Lois. Ah. Vamos ver. John, here is your house. I cropped this world map for you so you can find where to go easily. Fly north. Also, hi, this is me. Ah, não dá pra pegar o bonequinho. Ah, porra, peraí. Fuck. This is the second gate. Go in here. I promise you won't die this time. Unless you screw up all by yourself. John, proceed to the second gate. Enter. Gate 2. You spend the next 20 minutes staring at this image before you realize it's not a flash file. Ah, eu não vou olhar pra isso aqui durante 20 minutos, não. Sim, Ono. Olha, ele foi parar na terra da Rose. Que terra bonita, que terra formosa. E a Rose tá dormindo. Get up! Olha, esse é o primeiro encontro pessoal, tipo, em pessoa, da Rose com John. Olá, seres vivos. Case not understood. Hello, living beings. Olá, galera. Tudo bom? Como vai você? Você seguiu, né, umas 2 lives atrás. Tudo bom? Como vai? Despite the pandemonium of your entrance, Rose is still sound asleep. She must be really tuckered out. It looks like this little guy is awake and ready for action though. He's adorable. You decide to name him Dr. Mialgon Spangler. Answer Dave. Eu estou bem, obrigada. Well, okay. You're a little early, but that's fine, I guess. Also, you suck at rockets. Ah! What? She tricked me again. Who? GC. She told me how to get to the second gate. So I went through, but it took me to Rose's house instead. Another prank. Dude, you did go through the second gate. I mean, I don't know why you would listen to her again. Kind of moronic, but that's a whole other issue. She didn't trick you this time. Oh. Then I don't really get this. What were you expecting? This is how it works. The progression of gates is like this whole round-robin thing. Cycling through each planet. Gate 2 on your planet leads to Gate 2 on Rose's. Then you build up to Gate 3 above her house, which leads somewhere else on her planet. You look for Gate 4 somewhere else then, which leads to Gate 4 above my house, and so on. Wow, okay. Ordinarily, Rose would have already gone through her Gate 1, but she is sleeping pretty hard, obviously. And ordinarily, you wouldn't have gone through Gate 2 until her house was built up, so you wouldn't fall to your death. But you got your cheat rocket, so that's fine. See, we all got to coordinate on this thing. Okay. How do you know all this? Fuck, come on, dude. Oh yeah, you're the orange Dave. Hey, no offense, but do you think I could talk to the real Dave for a second? God damn it, I am the real Dave. You know, the one who saved your life. I'm more real than actually cause... I am more real actually, cause I've been through some heavy shit already hopping around on red hot gears, and I've been for like a year. Na verdade, 4 meses, né? And grinding shit out of your ungrateful ass. Here, look, check out this code from the future, not that you deserve it. Blah. You're fucking welcome. Whoa, calm down. I'm sorry, that's not really what I meant. I mean, of course you're a real Dave, but what I meant is the Dave from my time is also my friend, and I guess he's in the same boat I'm in, not knowing stuff and all. And I'd feel bad keeping him out of the loop. Yo. Oh, hey. I think I pissed off your future self. What did you do? I said he wasn't the real Dave. I think I might have really hurt his feeling, though. Don't worry about it. Why not? Because I wouldn't give a shit. And he's me. Okay. I'm in Rose's room, by the way. What? Really? Yeah, but she's asleep. Okay, don't go anywhere. I'm coming down to the computer. Okay. Dave is here. He wants to use the computer. Probably to help you scope out Rose's room and snoop and stuff. I mean, that's what I would have done if you were alive. So I'm gonna go. Use these flappy ghost wings and tear shit up in space or something. Sure. Hey Dave, what? In case I forgot to say so before, thanks for saving my life. Yeah. Snoop. Então faz sentido esse negócio de ficarem construindo a casa pra ir pra cima. Porque assim, ó. A Rose vai precisar construir pra cima da casa dela pra entrar no portal. Esse portal é de onde o John veio, do mundo dele. E se ele não tivesse com esse foguete, que ele deu sorte de ter, ele não teria nada pra se salvar caso não tivesse nada construído ali. Ele teria caído pra morte dele. Só não aconteceu porque ele tinha um foguete. Por isso que o jogo deles, a sessão deles precisa de 4 jogadores. Sim, precisa fazer a torre. Pra entrar no portal. Que é parte do jogo. Okay, I don't know what you're doing here, but I think we can both agree that you're got to rummage through as much of her shit as possible before she wakes up. É uma história, é uma webcomic, em alguns momentos de flash vira jogo, mas basicamente é uma webcomic. E daí de vez em quando tem uns vídeos. É um monte de coisa, é multimídias essa história. Por isso que eu acho tão legal. Man, I don't know how I feel about that. I don't really like the idea of capering around her room while she's asleep. It feels weird. I'm going to wake her up. Lembrando que são 7 atos com várias intermissions no meio. E eu estou no ato 4. Eu não sei em que ponto do ato 4 que eu tô. Eu não tô no começo do ato 4, mas eu não sei se eu tô na metade ou se eu tô no final. O ato 4 ele é maiorzinho. Tanto que eu tô aqui há 2 lives fazendo, né? Essa daqui deve ser a 3ª live que eu tô fazendo no ato 4. Eu não tinha ido tão longe assim. A live primeira foi o ato 1 inteiro. O ato 2 acho que foram 2 lives. O ato 3 também foram 2 lives. E agora tá indo a 3ª live do ato 4. Negócio assim. Muito texto. E se vocês quiserem ver o que eu já li, essa história desde o início, tem no meu canal principal que tá aqui. É zizibs mesmo. Dude, no, come on. She's out like a light anyway. It was some like weird future thing that happened that made her sleep. A future thing? Yeah. She doesn't get more clear than that. Well, yeah, she won't wake up, so I guess so. But I'm not snooping. Fine, don't. Tava escutando quando fazia a apresentação até... Ah, obrigada, Yuna. Muito obrigada pela sua companhia. Até a próxima. E boa apresentação. Fine, don't. But here, just do this one thing. See those 2 notebooks on the floor behind you? Yeah, they look sorta like journals. I don't think I should read those. You don't have to read them, I'm not telling you to. What kind of prying through do you take me for? Just pick them up. You know, like tidy up a bit since you made a royal fucking dump of her room just now. Oh, okay, pick up books. Até mais. Beijão. Você vai fazer um arco-íris no chat, ou não? Tá, pegou os livros dela. Now I need you to do something else. This is important. Like for important game reasons and stuff. Take the card the books are on, flip it over, so you can see the code. Wait a minute! I see what you're trying to do. I won't tell you the code for Rose's books. Dude, you don't have to tell me the code. Just flip it over and let me know if there's a code. There, that's all. Okay, I guess. Yeah, there's a code. Alright, cool. You can ditch the books now if you want. Maybe put them back on the floor, so Rose doesn't think you were snooping. Seriously, you've got some grubby fingers, bro. Why don't you blow your own business there? What is even with you? Haha, Dave. I think all this laughing made me poop in my pants too hard. Isn't that your birthday package there? Oh yeah, I think it might be. Maybe you should look at it. I don't think it counts as snooping since it's technically yours. Yeah, maybe. I wonder if she finished. She was so tight-lipped about the damn thing. I am really curious. Zoom in. O Dave fazendo coisas erradas. Ela toda graciosa com um pijaminho de Darcy. Uma vez eu fiz um teste pra descobrir se eu seria de Prospect ou de Darcy. Se eu não me engano, eu seria de Prospect, que é o planetinha amarelinho. Mas se pá, eu combino mais com Darcy. Ah, não sei, né? Yarn Bonk. A Rose fez o Dave dormir. A Rose do futuro. Hi. O Ultra Arco-Íris. O Homem Arco-Íris. Gente do céu, o quarto do Dave é completamente vermelho. Check Rose's bookshelf. Meow, 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 meow. You eye your birthday package again curiously. It's awfully tempting to peek inside, but you feel guilty about it for some reason, even though it's yours anyway. You suppose a perusal of her bookshelf would be harmless enough. Just a bunch of books. The knowledge within it's meant for everybody. Dave pesters you with the message which you decide not to bother dignifying with a whole pastor-log ordeal because it's probably just him being truculent jackass again, so screw him. Look at a book. This Ocean Charles. The big man has the answers. Charles Barkley. You find a book full of beautiful poetry and groundbreaking philosophical thinking by American sports legend, Charles Barkley. These are words to cherish. This is a man to treasure. Take book. Meow, 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 meow. You catalog Rose's autographed copy of This Ocean Charles. Jewels of wisdom like this don't just fall into your lap every day and shouldn't be parted with lightly. You doubt she'll mind if you borrow her book. She's always trying to get you to read her weird books anyway. Oh, just open the package already. Abriu o pacote. You can't take it anymore. You're going to see what's inside. John. Cartinha. John, I never got to thank you properly for your gift. Yes, the words were there. Language comprising the familiar veneer of gratitude rubbing off with each tired favor traded for. A God bless to his knees or a few pennies cradled in a receipt. But perhaps it's the deplorable romantic in me, but I thought your present and your friendship demanded reciprocation, surpassing by some degree the utterly meaningless. Ono first? ono left? Ono first. The proper... É verdade, eu sempre leio o seu nome como Ono left, mas na verdade é Ono 13th. Você tá tipo as regenerações do Doctor. Tinha que ser Ono 14th, né? The proper thanks, I thought, would be a demonstration that your offering was not in vain. Yes, maybe some would take your suggested alternative to my gloomy preoccupations as a passive-aggressive jab, but I know you didn't mean it that way. In fact, I'm sure reading about it now is the first time the notion has occurred to you. John, please stop rolling your eyes. The letter is down here. The gift in this box is a resurrection. I used your present to thread life anew into a tattered heirloom. As long as I remember, its black, greasy appendages have been tattered limply to its ratty, porous carriage. Too delicate to wash, too dear to discard. I used to love this rabbit. Now he's yours. I trust you'll find this to be adequately sentimental. Happy birthday, Rose. Doutor dos Onos, nessa linha do tempo. É isso aí, o Ono Doctor. Dr. Ono. Obrigado pela água. Put the bunny back in the box! Chaos Dunk! A carinha do gatinho aqui se sobressaindo no... Ai, caraca. Vocês são uma gracinha. This gift from Rose is so cool! 2 sweet bunnies on one birthday? What are the odds? In a fit for enthusiasm, you shut up and jam. The bunny back in the box, executing a textbook chaos dunk. Millions would have perished if everything in the ocean weren't dead already, that is. Come on and jam! Jam! Ai, viu? Só Homestuck mesmo. Take box. You gently chaos dunked the fragile bunny back in the box and kept locked it. It is such a nice present. You'll have to write Rose a thank you note and tuck it under her hairband or something. Wait, no. That would probably be creepy. Yes, it would. This bunny reminds you that you still have a salamander in your Silodex. Seria a salamandra de Homestuck parente da lagartixa calanguina do chat? She's holding the bunny Dave got you. It's sort of uncanny how similar they are, aside from the knitted enhancements. Seriously, what are the odds? So weird. Você volta bem no cool. Deploy, beloved daughter. O Rica perdeu eu falando put the bunny back in the box. Eu falei umas 3 vezes. You released dear precious Casey. She was probably getting antsy in that card. You think you'll leave her here with Rose? A dangerous quest is nothing to embark on with a sweet, innocent little girl stashed in your inventory. You aren't actually sure if she's a girl, though. You don't even know if salamanders can be girls. Aren't they hermaphrodites or something? You don't know anything about biology, unless it is biology that has to do with ghosts and slime. But even... Já até clipou? Meu Deus. Enquanto eu estava aqui lendo, ele já tinha até clipado. But even then, you don't actually know anything. You just sort of like to pretend you do. Looks like a troll is bugging Rose. Answer troll. Ah, mas não é qualquer troll. É a namoradinha da Rose, Kanaya Miriam. Aquele ligeiro. Lembrando a vocês que, depois de 1714 páginas, ainda estamos no dia 13 de abril, que é o aniversário do John. Aconteceu esse tanto de coisa e ainda estamos no mesmo dia. Exceto quando a gente tá 413 anos no futuro, então... Mas a gente ainda tá no mesmo dia, só que 413 anos no futuro. Mas enfim. Canalha, não é canaia. Canelas, cervo, não. I'm supposed to antagonize a few members of your trivial species. I have to start somewhere and someone, so I am starting with you. And now, it's going to be pointless and unpleasant, mostly for me. Actually, you know what? I'm not really feeling this at all. Goodbye. She's not here right now, she's asleep. But okay, see ya. Is this your human sarcasm that I've heard about, that you always use, and that is basically a terrible way to communicate? No? I thought that was the thing you did, the rose human specifically. Oh, yeah, that's me. I am the rose human. Look at me, I am so smart with all these nutty words and complicated things to say. I am the queen of books. Okay, these are definitely insincere statements. Why do you work so hard at being so awful? I'm so burned. These burns are crazy. Can we just cut to the chase and be friends already? These cat and mouse games are so dumb. You know, we're just going to all be friends at some point anyway. Have we spoken before? I don't know, maybe? It's hard to keep track with all your time nonsense. Now that I think about it, it's pretty conceivable that I will talk to you again in the past after this conversation. That's because you guys always do things the hard way and the dumb way. I should figure out how the viewport feature of this application works, so I can see what such a primitive creature looks like. Haha, well, I know what you guys look like. You look kind of like Howie Mandel from Little Monsters, even though, to be perfectly frank, he was kind of a big monster, because he was a big goofy adult, and Fred Savage was like his child prankster sidekick. Is this an adversary you have encountered on your quest? No, it's a movie. You should ask John about it, because he thinks it's awesome, which it is. Eu não gosto de canela. Prefiro orégano. It seems you put stock in John's assessment of things. Even really uninteresting things that are pretty terrible to listen to. He's either the leader of your party, or you hold whatever the human equivalent of mating fondness for him is. Yeah, I got him this really cool bunny for his birthday, and it's really nicely knitted and everything. Because I'm basically in love with him, you are right. Okay. Just kidding. I'm sure John knows it's cause I am really thoughtful, and I bet he really appreciates the present and would say thank you if he were here. Okay, human courtship is definitely a strange thing, and it's sort of blowing my mind listening to this. I think I'll talk to someone else now. Why don't you talk to John? Maybe. When along his timeline would you recommend communicating with him? Oh man, I don't know. Why don't you pick the time that will make the most complicated mess out of everything imaginable? You know, that's what you're gonna do anyway. Considering that you're obviously not that smart, and basically understand wiping bug-winged fuck all about even the most elementary temporal mechanics, I am a bit perplexed as to why I find myself so vehemently, fondly the short end of the antagonism stick here. Kind of irritating. I'm going to talk to your comrades, this is John Human, and figure out what's going on. Okay, if you talk to him in the past, he will understand even less buggy wiped fuck all about time, and he'll be confused. So maybe pay something from this conversation to him? I don't know. And if you talk to him in the future, he will probably know all this stuff, like things you've said to him but haven't said yet. And then you'll be confused. Sorry, that's just how this works. Don't say I didn't warn you. Consider me fully briefed on the matter. Until next time, Rose. Next time in the past. Yeah, bye. Então, muito obrigada, Rica, pela ajuda. Então, pessoalzinho, o que aconteceu foi o seguinte. A gente viu que a Kanaya e a Rose estavam tendo desencontros nos chats. Quando a Kanaya estava lá na frente da história, a Rose estava no comecinho. Mas elas nunca tinham tido a primeira conversa ainda. E daí a primeira conversa delas foi agora. Só que a primeira conversa delas não foi entre a Rose e a Kanaya, foi entre o John e a Kanaya. Então a Rose nunca teve uma primeira conversa com a Kanaya. Sempre foi o John. Ou seja, melou os esquema tudo. Mas depois elas viram namoradas, então fica tudo certo. Acho que foi até o John que ajudou a fazer elas ficarem namoradinhas. Porque ele ficou falando esse negócio de virar amigo. E daí a Kanaya ficou interessada em virar amigo. E daí ela vai virar uma coisa a mais de amigo. Vai ser engraçado isso. If you're not too busy still setting up the network, perhaps you could come show me how to activate the viewport. Ai, puta que pariu. Tá, o Solux ele escreve de um jeito muito difícil, mas eu vou tentar prestar atenção. I am in fact too busy still letting it up. O Solux, ele dobra algumas letras quando ele vai digitar. E ele também faz um lit speaking esquisito ali. Whoa, here's an idea. Press F1. My keyboard is missing the F1 key. Lies. Don't bother me, I'm not in the mood. If I see one more snarl of wires, kind of jutting out and being tangled or whatever, I'm going to perform some... Ah, e quando ele fala a palavra to, ele não fala to, ele escreve to. Porque ele é de gêmeos e tudo com ele é em dobro. E ele tem dois... enfim, o Solux é tudo dobrado. I'm going to perform some sort of athletic fucking somersault off the deep end and get a call from the president or some shit. So go away. You used to like to talk more. If I recall, I was typically the one who would solicit reprieves from your nonsense, so I don't know what happened. That was before I knew we were all going to die, and no one believed me. And now look at you all. All believe in me suddenly. Uncanny. Then why are you doing this? Setting up this station for us? To get you all off my bulge about it. But it won't troll any of them personally, no way, but I won't troll. Kind of juvenile. But you guys go knock yourselves out, okay? See the menu up top? Fiddle around with that till you open the viewport. I did fiddle with it, to no avail. If you can't figure shit out by fucking around, you don't belong near computers. Kind of like with registered sex offenders and schools. If you move to a new town, you have to go up to your neighbor's door and warn them about how stupid you are, and give them a chance to hide all their innocent technology and vandalize your house. Rude, bem rude, né? Esse é o Solux. Ele usa óculos 3D. Eu já falei que ele é excêntrico? Enfim. F1. É ele que pegou a tecla F1. Que filho da puta. F1 bonk. Ah, não foi ele que pegou não, foi outra pessoa. Sacanagem, pegou a F1 e jogou nele. Vai ter um vídeo. Depois de 1000 anos vai ter um vídeo. É Solux com 2 L's. O Solux é tipo assim. Os trolls. Existe uma regra pra nomear os trolls. Que todos eles têm que ter 7 letras o nome. O Solux é o único que não segue essa regra. O nome dele não é apenas Solux. O nome dele, canonicamente, o Andrew Hussey já falou isso, o nome dele é Soluxander. Enquanto todos os outros trolls têm 6 letras ou 7 letras, deixa eu ver, Carcat tem 7 letras, Canaia, tem 6 letras. Enfim, o Solux é o que tem nome grande. Soluxander. Rose and Dave, shut up and jam. Ó, tem música do Toby Fox aqui. Ah, essa música é... Dave shows you some of his sweet gear. Wow, he's so cool! O Equius, que é do meu signo, eu não curto muito o design dele, não. Ai, o Equius é suspeito. Ele é muito suspeito. O Andrew Hussey botou no Equius todo o vício que ele tem em cavalo, ele botou no Equius. É um bagulho muito esquisito. First, be the pony. Second, follow mom. Ele é sus demais. Be the pony. You are now the pony. You stand outside some ruins, which your beloved master's mother entered recently. Outside, you find a striking scarcity of oats, or greenery, or anything at all that is delicious to chew on. This is as compelling a reason as any to follow her inside. Maplehoof é o nome do cavalo. Enter. You go in the ruins. Your clopping hooves echo throughout the cavernous and foreboding environment, but you are too stupid to be nervous. Your purpose now detects the scent of Rose's mom. She went this way. Follow scent. A mãe da Rose derrotou um monte de bicho aqui. Ou bichos grandes, né? Good grief, look at all this grist. A large and terrible monster must surely have been slain here. Collect grist. O pônei ajudou. You pick up all the grist and store it in Rose's grist cache. This is entirely too much grist of too many exotic types for such a low-level player. But you'll take it. You don't look a gift horse in the pink-hearted too. The grist overflow is gathered by the grist getter utility supplied by Grist Torrent. It is stored and readily redirected to other players. Por que eu leio melhor quando eu leio zoado? A mãe dela. Ih, teletransportou. Ai, tem umas tartaruguinhas aqui atrás, que bonitinho. Rose's mom stands on a small platform and disappears. You are a little nervous about transportalizing yourself. As a quadruped, grizzly bisection strikes you as a very real possibility, even though you're too dumb to think of such things. Exotic butters. First, beat a hat. Second, find dad. Seu inglês é muito bom. Você é formada nessa língua? É de algum país que possui essa língua como forma de comunicação ou algo do tipo? Eu fiz inglês em 2 ou 3 escolas. Eu fiz uma formação acadêmica. Eu tenho formação em letras em português e inglês, mas o meu inglês, ele foi melhorado de 2 formas, na minha opinião. Eu tive condição de ter aula numa escola da Wizard. A escola da Wizard, ela tem um bom método de ensino para repetição. Então foi bom para introduzir o meu vocabulário. Para melhorar, para eu poder conversar, entender as pessoas na oralidade, falar com gringo, eu fiz uma outra escola aqui da minha cidade. E eu tive aula com um professor nativo dos Estados Unidos e tal. Então eu tinha que falar inglês, senão ele não ia me entender. Ele entendia um pouquinho português e tal, porque ele estava morando há pouco tempo aqui. Foram mais de um professor, né? Mas enfim, os professores eram tudo gringos nessa escola. Eu tive umas oportunidades muito boas quanto a isso. Aí é por isso que eu tenho um bom inglês. Mas até o 3º ano do ensino médio, eu não sabia nada de gramática de inglês e não... Sabe quando a pessoa, faz as coisas tudo errado, não quer nem saber? Eu era assim até o 3º ano. Aí depois eu fui atrás e tal e eu aprendi muito com videogame também. E HOMESTUCK também foi uma barreira que eu tive que ler muitas e muitas vezes. Como eu já falei algumas vezes aqui na live de HOMESTUCK, eu demorei muito pra ler HOMESTUCK. Ele vai de 2009 até 2016, se não me engano. Mas eu acho que eu só fui ler... Deve ter sido em 2011, 2012. Eu acho que eu li HOMESTUCK inteirinho em junho de 2012. Eu lembro que eu fiquei um mês inteiro. Eu passava a madrugada, eu lia tudo. São mais de 8.000 páginas. Lembrando que a gente tá na página 1729 agora. E tinha uma dificuldade muito grande pra ler HOMESTUCK, porque é muito texto, e é muito texto em inglês. Por mais que exista um site que traduz HOMESTUCK, ele não traduziu tudo. Então eu queria ler inglês pra poder me acostumar. E eu tive que ler muitas vezes. Eu li o ato 1 umas 3 vezes. Eu comecei o ato 1 umas 3 vezes, eu não aguentava, eu parava. Aí na 3ª, na 4ª em diante, aí eu falei, não, eu vou continuar. E daí a história me pegou. Eu acho que eu consegui passar do ato 1 e daí a história me pegou. Vou falar que eu entendi tudo? Não vou falar que eu entendi tudo. Até hoje eu fico confuso com um monte de coisa. Tanto que eu ia ler aquele resumo no começo da live e me ajudou a entender umas coisas que eu não tinha entendido, tinha esquecido já. Uma bíblia das webcomics. É uma webcomic muito famosa e até hoje a gente vê referência de HOMESTUCK sem nem saber que é referência de HOMESTUCK. Rose stops being the pony just in time for John to start being the hat. The breeze carries you to where you need to go. You settle in front of a man in sore need of a fresh hat. He gathers the clean hat along with a shoe he found through similarly serendipitous means to replace one he lost. Esse é o pai do John. Aquela era a mãe da Rose. Obrigada pelo carinho. Ih, não foi, né? Mas é isso aqui, ó. Esse é o avô da Jade. Os adultos estão todos se encontrando. Olha. Visit Rose's alchemitor. You decide to try out the code Dave Sprite gave you. Make item. Eita preula. Fear no anvil. The thing is huge and costs a fortune. 500,000 pieces of bilberries, garnets, diamonds of gold, and a single piece of quartz. There's no way you can make that, let alone wield it, even with your ghost gloves. Shrink it down. Olha, fez um martelo do poder totalmente loucão. Que legal. Um bigode deveras estiloso, não é? Não é mesmo? You use the alchemitor scaling upgrade to reduce it to a more manageable and affordable size. You make a weapon called Fear No Anvil. Pastor Dave Sprite. So, what's this? The thing the code made. Really powerful hammer. How do you know? I thought you couldn't use hammers. I can't. Better be though. Got it from Hephaestus. Who's that? Really tough to kill, dude. You killed him for it? Nope. How'd you get it then? Shenanigans. Okay. Check out Dave's computer. It seems you have a visitor. A cara não. Acordou na hora, né, filha? Fix GA's computer. Oh, there's nothing to fix. Just got to open the viewport. It's easy. Oh, fuck. É a linha do tempo das crianças aqui. Trollian. Examine laptop. Someone has been using your Pastor Chum account, and you somehow doubt the culprit was this young upright amphibian presently throwing a fit. Go find John. You hurry to the door so you can catch John before he goes gallivanting off somewhere. But it seems your door is ajar. Funny, you don't remember leaving your door ajar. Even though it's sort of absurd for you to take note of such a thing, considering John recently left your room. Oh well, it doesn't matter. You will now proceed through this door uneventfully. Proceed through the door uneventfully. Mas o John é um prankster, então é lógico que você foi pranksterzada, né? You get dumped on by a bucket full of hellacious blue phlegm aneurysm gushers as a thoughtful but mischievous thank you gesture from John. Your prankster's gambit plunges to an all-time low. You cannot hope to defeat Egbert in a prank-off. He's simply the best there is. Equip the trusty rocket. Rose obviously isn't waking up anytime soon. Might as well take some time to explore and maybe stop by again later. O gatinho, que bonitinho! Why, Dr. Mjolgan? Do you want to come along for the ride? It sure looks that way. Okay, hop aboard and adventure awaits. Blast off. Foi, pegou o gato da Rose e foi embora. É isso. Aquele aspecto de ser vivo que é todo frenético. A salamandra? A Rose... Porra, eles tinham se encontrado pessoalmente e o John preferiu ir embora do que esperar ela acordar. Nossa, que amigo. Where is he off to now? At least you have this little fellow here to keep you company. You will name him Viceroy Bubbles from Salamancer. Be the puppet. Eles trocaram pets. É a salamandra. É a... Esqueci o nome que o John deu pra ela. You have no idea what the hell that means. But yeah, you can kiss that obnoxious puppet goodbye. Maybe now you can get a decent night's sleep. Olha o Cal caindo. Porra. Porra. Ah, não. Ah, não. Porra. Para de salvar esse boneco, velho. Okay, this is the most ridiculous thing you have ever seen. What is taking place here is almost certainly illegal. You're not sure which laws are being broken, but it is probably a lot. Follow. Oh no. Explore. A salamandra é sua parente, né? Okay. You spy a boat on the shore of one of the islands below. You wonder who could be out here rowing in the middle of the ocean. Investigate. Okay. Hoofprints in the sand. The mystery deepens. Enter. Oh no. Call click. There are many frightening and powerful monsters in here. Egress. Puta que... Crazy damage bunk. Ah, peraí. Ai, Achim! Achim. O gato é pitico, né? You stun them with the cool time powers of your awesome new hammer and then dispatch them swiftly. Collect spoils. Obrigada, Vimon. Obrigada, Rika. The good Dr. Spangler helps you gather the riches. Proceed. Obrigado, lagartixa galanguina. There's a platform over here. You guess you'll go stand on it? Oh, wow, it just made you disappear. O John, ele certamente tem TDAH. Obrigado, on the left. On the 13th. Espera, eu sei o que é isso. Eu acho que eu... Ah, eu sei o que é isso! É aqui que vai acontecer. Explore Lab. Now, what in the hell is going on here? Explore Lab further. Oh god. Now, what in the hell is going on here? Who cares? Just ride the pony already. Um dos melhores painéis. Yes, fuck yes. Hell fucking yes. Beto Carreiro. But seriously, what in the hell is going on here, my brother? But seriously, keep exploring. Oh god. You find a sweet getup. It's almost as if it was tailor-made for you. How weird would that be? Put it on. James Boxster. You equipped the Junior Ectobiologist lab suit. Cadê o gatinho? O gatinho tá aqui. Meow. Examine nearby station. Roberto Carreiro. Now, what in the hell is going on here? What more time? How many times do I have to say that? Of course, it's obvious what's going on here. It's another one of those 4 monitor house-shaped terminal thingies. Resist urge to ride Burrow's rocket board. Ah, esse bichinho tá ali também. You'll fail to resist the urge. You start thrashing up stunts, something uncanny brutal on your quest for a mad justice, yo! And get this way, rude municipality under control. Shit is basically flying off the hook. It's like shit wants nothing to do with that hook. The hook filed the divorce from that shit and is now seeking custody of the hook and the shit's 2 kids. Boop, pop a fucking willy. Oh god. These hops are unreal. Shit this flagrant should be illegal. It probably is. But you don't care. Ok, agora estamos em Prospect. Prepare to depart for Battlefield. You have traveled to Prospect's moon to board a shuttle headed for the battlefield. There, you will seek the counsel of the White King. Okay, what's that? Oh no. What the fuck? You have unwittingly been tailed by a nefarious country-yard draw from Dur's Big PM's pocket? Oh no. She saw... No, she didn't. You pilfer the White King's... The White Queen's ring! No! Ele fez pickpocket com ela, não! Depart. None the wiser, you board the shuttle. Next stop, Sky Up. You receive an incoming message from the draconian dignitary. You tell him you've got the ring. He says, good. Bring it to him while he waits for an update from the hegemonic brute who's been tracing the king's movement down on the battlefield. He asks you if you're still wearing that ridiculous outfit. He says you don't have to anymore by orders of the Sovereign Slayer. You say you'd still rather wear the outfit. He's got nothing to say about that. Meu Deus! Vai, Jade! Salva todo mundo, Jade! Vai, Jade! Dead Grandpa, Smackdown. É, o robô faz tudo que ela faz. Oh, shit. Sweet! Catch! It's a sweet catch! Vai, Jade! Você é foda. It's too late. She's gone. You have to remember to deliver it later somehow. The best way to remind yourself that you're carrying a ring is to put it on your finger. Oh no. Oh no. Of course, that was just an imaginary transformation, since the ring doesn't work like that on humans. It was fun to pretend though. Meanwhile, in a timeless expanse. Somewhere, a war-weary villain rules eternal struggle between feuding royalty. The battlefield holds little promise for the peaceful life of a simple farmer. WV, rise up! When you're living on your knees, you rise up! Ó, a música do Toby Fox com Andrew Hu. Isso é Skya, gente. Skya é um tabuleirão de xadrez, onde há a guerra das peças brancas contra as peças pretas. Xadrez 2. Lembrando que, na mitologia, as peças pretas estão destinadas a ganhar e as peças brancas estão destinadas a perder. Esse é o rei das peças pretas. E esse é o Jack Noir, que tá com o anel da rainha. Esse é o rei das peças brancas. Ele vai dar a coroa pra ela. Jack Noir chega pra fuder tudo, porque isso é o que ele faz na história. Zoou o rei. Matou o rei. Jack Noir. Matou o rei. E já tinha matado a rainha, agora ele matou o rei. O próprio rei. E a própria rainha. Esse cara é muito doido. Alchemize a whole bunch of cool stuff. Shit, let's be Santa. Combine hub and laptop. Nossa, you make the hub top. That one was pretty obvious. Combine... o sangue é vermelho. Porra. Combine bronzed vacuum and umbrella. Bronzed vacuum umbrella. Pra que isso? You make the bronzed vacuum umbrella useless. But you're still getting warmed up. Combine salamander and eldritch plush. Ai, que bonitinho! You make a huggable soft salamander plush. You award it to the Viceroy on account of good behavior. Combine ink bottle and gushers. You make a box of bodacious black liquid sorrow gushers. Credo. Another nightmare, Crocker of Nightmare, rears its ugly head. The ink reverses the healing properties of the blue flagon. These are pure poison. Combine Hub Top and Hairband. Oh, Vegeta, me diga o poder de luta de Kakaroto. You make the Hub Top Band, a convenient hands-free computing device. Combine Magnetic W and bottle of vodka. What? Why? Why? Just why? You make a bottle of magnetic vodka. In addition to having high school content, the liquid inside appears to have magnetic properties. You guess this could be useful? Combine wizard statue and ball of yarn. Why? You make a ball of silken wizard beard yarn with magical properties. It has magical properties because it is made of a wizard. Maybe you can make something with magical properties that is more useful than this. Combine wizard statue and knitting needles. You make a pair of needlewands. Ok, isso foi bom. They crackle with the magic energies. It is time to make something cool to wear. Combine knittings and velvet pillow and squirrel skirt. Ah, essa roupa. Essa roupa é muito legal. You make a stylish velvet squidner knit dress. Combine needlewands and grimoire. Nice. Toda preparada pra luta, gata. You make the thorns of Oglogoth. The needles seem to shiver with the dark desires of the deep one. And any sane adventurer could cast these instruments of the occult into the farthest ring and forget they ever existed. The thorns of Oglogoth. Fala, porque é tudo bom. A Rose está viditamente preparada. Também não, olha o tanto de monstros que ela vai ter que bater pra poder farmar. A Grieve Encroaching Malefactor. Ela é muito foda. Olha só que foda. Welcome to the party, motherfuckers. Build. Oh. You take advantage of Dave's nap to make some architectural headway on his building. Okay. Ajudou pra caramba. You are really proud of your floor plant. It is so cute. Speaking of naps, you have been asleep for some time yourself. You suppose you'd better wake up soon. But then, your neighbor in the other tower is supposed to be waking up soon too, and it sure would be a shame if you weren't around to greet him. Wake up and jam. And by jam, you mean alchemize, of course. Whoa, your house is huge suddenly. Anyway, let's get this party started. Combine sunglasses and iPhone. Ok, começamos bem. You make a pair of eye shades. This one was really obvious because Future Dave has a pair and he took them with him when he prototyped himself. But now you have a pair too, so that's cool. Combine timetables and computer. Progresso. You make the fucking turntop. Convenient computing on the go. Sort of like you have with your eye shades, but with all your important files and apps on there. Not to mention Spurp. Plus, maybe it has some weird time powers? You have no idea. You'll mess with it later. Combine Puppet Tux plus Smuppet. Gundam. You upgrade the Puppet Tux Future Dave made. He probably made it by combining one of your bros' badass marionette suits with your shirt and scaling it up to fit. That's how you would have made it anyway. You add a Smuppet to the mix to make a softer and more stylish red plush Puppet Tux. It is like walking around in snuggly pajamas. Pajamas? Action pajamas? Combine broken Cold Scratch and Ruby Contraband. You combine a couple more items you got from future Dave's loot stash. The broken form of Kato's crash and some ruby contraband, whatever the hell that is. The result item costs a fortune, you have no idea what it is. Preview item with holopad. Ooh. It's a sword with a frog. You momentarily reconfigure your alchemitor upgrades to make use of the holopad extension. You pop the card into slot and check it out. The combination would produce the broken scarlet rubitor. Combine whole Kato's crash and ruby contraband. I don't know. Out of curiosity, you try it again with a whole sword. You dial back Kato's Scratch's little turntable, reminding the sword to a point in its history before it was broken, and then combine it with the rag frog thingy to show the complete Scarlet Rabbiter. But there's no way you can afford to make that yet. It costs even more now. Maybe you'll stick to combining items around your house for now, rather than stuff from your future Silodex. It'll be less confusing that way, and probably less expensive. Combine shitty sword and Halajef drawing. Oh no. Oh no. You use one of your bro's really shitty swords from the fridge and a printout of Halajef to make a sword. This thing is so unspeakably shitty, you are having a hard time even holding it. Come on! Combine Snoop Dogg photo and mini AC and Kato Scratch. Sword! Oh no. You make the Snoop Dogg show cone machete. Machete? When foes drop it like it's hot, drop it like hot, just turn up the blizzizo nozo so the coaches like fuzzo rizzo. Combine skateboard and Halajaf drawing. Nah. You make Unreal Air. Some shit. Emenda diferencial. And there we go. It is ridiculous what kind of air this thing is getting. Dude, come get the ruler. Check this out. Yeah, it's not coming back. Make another one. You just make another one. You quickly stash it in a card so it can't escape from above. Combine Game Bro magazine and timetable. You turn back the clock and make a vintage Game Bro. You think you remember this one from your bro stash. It's a classic. Combine Bittering plus Midnight Crew poster. Oh god. Why? You make a whole pile of Suturangs because they are really cool and pretty cheap. Combine Plush Puppet Tux plus Midnight Crew poster. Oh. You make 4 aces suited. You aren't really sure which one you like better. The red one is softer, while the black one is sort of stiff and starchy. Anyone wearing this suit is all business. Maybe you'll switch it up as your mood dictates. Combine Plush Puppet Tux plus Felt poster. Oh. This would make the felt dudes if you had some of whatever that green grist is. Combine Muppet and Felt poster. You make a jutting out an imprudent felt plush. You do an acrobatic fucking pirouette off to handle and into his heart, and he into yours. Combine that things in amber and an Muppet. Oh fuck. You make a foam mutant Muppet encased in amber. Now we're getting somewhere. Combine that things in amber and Muppet. Come on. For the sake of science, you will combine them instead of will combine. You make an Ember Mutant Muppet Abomination! So cool! Now, is this how you make shit work? This is how you make shit work. Egbert and Lance should be taking notes. Combine Fetus in a jar and Mr. T Puppet. Why would you do that? You make the foam fatal Mr. T in a jar. Another back-breaking victory for science. Science, I kill you. Mentira. Silence, I kill you. Agora eu sei exatamente como andar de skate. You're looking pretty chill with your new freak show entourage. The underlings all look kind of put off by it though. You're kind of weirding them out. I am a bitch and nobody likes me! Combine camera and captcha card. Okay, that's strange. That's very strange. You make the capture camera. You can use it to snap a ghost image of any object without captcha logging it. It spits it out on a brand new captcha card every time. Could be a useful way to take a large inventory of anything you encounter without cluttering up your Silodex. Also for grabbing codes for stuff you can't ordinarily pick up. Take a photo of self. Snap! You take one of your patented ironic cool guy self-portraits. Ele fez uma selfie. Man, so cool. Olha, o Dave fez uma selfie em 2010. That's really all there is to say on the matter. Combine fetus in a jar and self-portrait photo. Se bem que isso aqui tá muito bonitinho, né? Será que ele refez esse painel aqui pra postar depois? That would apparently make Dave's brain in a jar. Gross. It costs a king's ransom though, because of course the organ is virtually inimitable. Doesn't stop you from capturing its hologram though. Captured hologram of your own brain. Okay, that's probably the weirdest thing you ever done, but okay. Combine brain and superstitious drawing and captured camera. You make this reservoir. Finally something useful. It costs you -1000 units of artifact worth. Try it out. Oh no. Looks like it automatically prints out a Sweet Bro and Hella Jeff comic in some way related to whatever you take a picture of it. This should save you a lot of time, specifically the 5 minutes it takes you to draw a comic. You're a busy guy. Ok, eu não posso nem reclamar, o John também fez um monte de porcaria. Make copies of Rose's journals. Can't forget the most important thing you came up here to make. Gotta be getting your snoop on. Take a look. Meow. One book is titled Meow, the other one is titled Complacency of the Learned. Gee, you wonder what could be in Meow. Read it. To no surprise at all, this book is full of more meow letters. Looks like Rose is totally nuts. What else is new? You guess to try out the other book. Looks like it's some sort of creative writing project. Read Complacency of the Learned. Oh god. Peraí que eu preciso beber água. Megalovania, bitches! Friglish bothered by his beard, as if unkinking a hitch in a long silk windsock. A more pedestrian audience would parse the exhibit as nervous compulsion, behavior to petition contempt among the reasonable. He was, however, not surrounded by the reasonable, but the wise, a distinction in men that would forever be the difference in history's garland of treasured follies. As a matter of fact, his cadre of fellow wizards were all putting similar moves on their beards as well. The practice would evince thoughtfulness, sagacity even, if they didn't do it all the time. Standing in line at the bank, shooing squirrels from bird feeders. Few occasions were safe. Eu não entendi nada. É porque o Dave faz shitpost, ele desenha aquelas comics no Paint. Zazerpan inspected the clue, a single piece of evidence cradled in his coriaceous old man palms. Obrigado pela água. It was a human bone, not striking in the tail it toed along so much as that toed, by the thousands like it, festooned the marshy soil of the mass grave. The grisly expanse bore the texture of a decadent dessert, like one of Smarnie's formidable custard truffles wobbled out on wheels for the holidays, to the dismay of a small nation. You're certain of this? Asked Friglish. Despite what he was doing with his beard, he was in fact immersed in meaningful contemplation. I am afraid I'm becoming more so with each terrible tick roused by that gaudy timepiece slung around your neck. In case it wasn't clear, Friglish wore a clock Zazerpan didn't care for. It was magic. The massacre of Sir Snauf was not as written. O que é isso, Rose? What has you convinced it was the hand of our disciples in this blackness? Executus chimed in. I believe a fat face stammered, eyes darting with the guilt of a thief in the thrones of an unraveling alibi. I can't summon a more pressing line of inquiry. No, Smarnie, nobody was in the mood for a sticky burnt loaf just now. What the fuck is happening? I don't know. Zazerpan's ears fell insubstantial to any line of inquiry, pastry-oriented or otherwise. His abstruse contour carved a pondering shape in the fog carpeting centuries dead. His 11 contemporaries too embraced the muted consternation of their great predicant scholar. Few wizards kept sharper adumbratives or read them with such lucidity. When Zazerpan treated men with silence, it was seldom unrepaid by the wise and reasonable alike. It was harrowing to entertain. Zazerpan, the learned story complacency of wizards, was marked for grander descendants. Disciples handpicked, vetted by Okite the Bonafide, and tested by Gestro the Munificent. The 12 sweetest, most studious children a pair of elderly eyes could give their sparkle. Not the ragged gutter-snipe so oft harvested by the common obscenity. Those vituperative little beggars with hearts to corrupt as dropped bananas round. That these chosen youngsters would turn was not merely unthinkable, but something of a roundhouse to the temporal bones of the upper indifference high chamber of soft-skulled prefects. His wizened savage brow pruned further with recount of his many lessons to would-be successors. Lessons to advance humanity's elucidation and prosperity, an outcome this bleak trail now painfully obviated. There were few puzzles the learned could not suspend and dissect in the recondite manifold beneath his extremely expensive pointy hat. Daring to pitch his cherished pupils in with the foul melange of history's rogues, the heretofore abstract scourge that built up civilizations with ungodly magic and tore them down with joyful malice would prove an intellectual trespass to make his caution's deficient bones quake. And more daring yet was the only question that now mattered. Could a bunch of bearded, scroggly old men in preposterous outfits hunt them down? He didn't have an answer. Only a simple observation so blunt and uncharacteristically jejune for the lauded sage, it was breathtaking in its self-evidency. We're going to need more ones. Whoa, think of something better. Meu Deusona. This wizard story seems really involved and kind of confusing. You have to save your place and dig into it later, and then maybe ask Rose what the hell the deal with it is. Go get a bookmark. Calma, respirando. You return to your room in search of a bookmark. Oh hey, finally a use for that pointless juice-stained beta that will never serve any purpose, past or future. You drop it on the John in case you're looking for some reading material later. John no caso é privada, não John. Pastor. Caramba, o Auto 4 não terminou ainda, meu Deus do céu. Whoa, why are you burning your wizard fanfiction? I'm not. This book contains a genetic code. Oh, okay. Then why are you burning that? The gods from the furthest ring asked me to. Is that some dumb wizard thing you just made up? Or something to do with the tentacle monsters? I can't keep track of what you like anymore. How did you know I wrote a story about wizards anyway? John told me. He was all snooping around your room while you were asleep, and I was like, no man, don't. So not cool. Que filho da puta. Then he was like, haha dude, check it out, this book is full of wizard slash. And I was like, I don't even want to know, this is such a crazy violation of privacy. This story sounds suspicious. Do you want me to chill him about it? I will, because that was so outrageous, I don't know where he got off being like that. No, I don't actually mind. Too bad I missed him. I thought you hated wizards. What's the deal with that? I like wizards. What I don't like is my mother's obsession with feigning interest in them to antagonize me. Oh man, that's so messed up that you think that. She probably digs wizards for real, just like you, and you're blowing shit out of proportion like pretty much always. You and she could probably have been chatting up how awesome wizards were this whole time, but no, you're probably burning your nutjob meow book to spite her too, aren't you? No, I told you. It's one of the game's sequences locked in my subconscious. The gods say it's critical to destroy it. Oh yeah, I thought that was a joke. When did they say that? When I was asleep. You mean when we were dancing and stuff in our dreams? Yeah. When I flew to your tower, I heard them. They are far above in the dark sky. I've never seen or heard these things in my dreams. Aren't you often distracted by music and puppets? Oh yeah. Have you ever looked into the sky without your shades? No. What a ridiculous question. Maybe you should try it sometime. You're the Prince of the Moon. I'm sure they've been meaning to seek a royal audience. What do all these dots mean? I don't know. Anyway, I guess I'll do that. Get some sky monsters to boss me around sounds cool. Also, Pastor. Deve falar com todo mundo na casa em inglês de tanto que acostumou. Não é? So, really, why are you burning that? I just explained this to other Dave. Do I have to explain everything to you twice now? No, I know. I'm using Dave's spare computer. I saw the whole conversation through his Pastor Chum account. Oh, I see. So, instead of having to double explain, I merely have to put up with being double spied upon. What a relief! I just mean, you didn't burn that book in the future. That book was completely pointless. I know. But now, it's not. You appear to make it relevant by traveling to the past. So, does that mean this sleeping thing worked? You remember the future? I remember some things. Okay, cool. So, why is the cat code so terrible now? I don't know, but the gods were pretty emphatic about it. Well, okay, I guess it's done, but why are you so sure they're right? Have you ever known them to be wrong? I guess not, but they sort of freak me out. I mean, listening to gross space mutants all day isn't my idea of an awesome time. Especially the ones that sing... Oh god. Is that why you always kept the music turned up? No, I flip out to ill jams because they kick ass, obviously. I guess we'll chalk another riddle up in the solved column. Yeah, cause the fuck closed. Yeah, case the fuck closed. Are you talking to future me? Yes. Okay, I'm out of the loop again. Between you taking orders from Dream Beast and birdwing me with like future secrets. I'm doing some sort of spectacular fucking jackknife off the loop and getting a wink and a nod from Barack Obama. I'm coming upstairs. Okay. Oh no, what's that? Chew with Dave Sprite. So, it was pretty funny how I made a copy of Rose's evil book right before she burned it, and now she doesn't know about it. I know, it's crazy what kind of foresight this guy has. I'm telling you, coincidences like that are unreal. They don't even happen most of the time. The best thing about how I know that is how it in no way will ever come back to bite us in the ass ever. Dude, our shit is safe. So safe. Gonna sleep pretty sound tonight. With that big fucking payload of safety you just got dropped on us. Gonna be all hugging my pillows and shit. Grinning like a goddamn bear full of honey. Safer than some Flintstone vitamins in a bottle. Keep twisting, Junior. All you get is clicks. Asshole thinks it's candy. Doesn't even know he just stepped on a security rake and got a face full of fucking safety. Yeah. Anyway, guess I'll go back down and burn that bug. Alright. Meu Deus, Dave. Puta que pariu. O livro foi roubado. Go back in time and stop the thief. It looks like you already tried that. Whoever took those books was a pretty cold-blooded dude. You figure you'll cool it on the time travel for a while. You don't want to see the Dave corpses start to pile up, especially if one of them winds up in you. É muita coisa louca que acontece nessa comic. Throw yourself out the window. Oh god, e o cara tá aqui. You ditch the body before Jade sees it. That would probably freak her out. Press a button on the control panel. Oh. É verdade, John, não esqueci. You push one of the nearby buttons. It activates the upper right monitor. The view is locked onto a particular location on Earth at a particular date and time. Whoever was in the lab appears to have recently calibrated this device. Examine monitor. Ah não, a fábrica da Betty Crocker, não! 1995. The monitor displays a town on the west coast of the United States. It appears to be your old neighborhood, but there's a factory there you would do not recognize. The date is December 1st, 1995. A few months before you were born. Zoom in. Ah, a vovozinha dele. An old woman is escorted by her son on a lovely day. A target has been locked over the gentleman's mother. A meteor overhead looms unnoticed. Puta que pariu. They witness the destruction of the facility. Collateral damage to a corporation owned by a renowned billionaire explorer. A mystery begins. Press blue button. You create a paradox ghost imprint of the woman you recognize to be your grandmother. The ghost sludge is sucked into a glass tube. Switch 4. You switch to a monitor displaying a view of a remote island in the Pacific on December 3rd, 1995. Zoom in. A Jade pequenininha, puchuquinha, que belezinha. O que ela tá fazendo com esse coelho? A renowned billionaire explorer approaches on his yacht. An old factory lost 2 days prior, but a new shipmate gained. Together they settle the island and plunder its secrets. A meteor overhead strikes unnoticed, headed toward an unseasonably warm city in the central United States. Press button. You create a paradox ghost imprint of the man you spotted in the woods with your book. The ghost sludge is collected. Switch 3. You switch to a view of an unseasonably warm city in the central United States on December 4th, 1995. Zoom in. It's bro. An outrageously awesome dude stands before a crater where his favorite record shop stood one day prior. He is prepared for the occasion with a small pair of outrageously awesome shades. A meteor overhead races unnoticed, headed to a lake near a laboratory on the east coast of the United States. No aquatic life would survive. Press blue button. You create a paradox ghost imprint of the outrageously awesome dude. The sludge is allocated to one of another pair of tubes. Não, aquele óculos devia ser pro Dave pequenininho. Switch 2. You switch again to a view of your neighborhood on April 13th, 1996. It is the day of your birth. There is more real estate you do not recognize near the recently devastated baked goods facility. It is a shopping mall you have never seen before. Zoom in. Oh. Eles se conheceram. A professional lady and new mother has traveled from the opposite coast at the behest of a famous and wealthy scientist to study one of numerous recent celestial anomalies while he is on expedition. She notices a meteor overhead on collision course with a quaint family joke shop. A distinguished gentleman notices the lady and comes outside to greet her, oblivious to the threat above. The gentleman's mother remains inside, busying herself with a tall bookshelf, a ladder, and a rather hefty, unabridged joke book. An old mother lost today, but a new son gained. Sassacre. Putz, é assim que a avó dele morreu. Cheirou o cachecol. The gentleman discovers a clue. A powerful nose detects perfume. The lady has fled. The mystery deepens. Obrigado pela água. Fala, Kevin, tudo bom? But the monitor has not lost track of the lady. Press blue button. Yay. You create a paradox ghost imprint of the professional lady. The sludge fills the final tube. Once all the tubes are filled, an automated sequence begins to execute. E é isso que eu quis dizer quando eu disse que eles não nasceram nas datas que eles disseram que nasceram. Eles nasceram todos juntos, porque eles são uma mistura de DNAs. É como se eles fossem... irmãos. Ah... 4 young paradox clones are created. Tinha o DNA da mãe da Rose, o DNA do vô da Jade, o DNA da avó do John e o DNA do bro do Dave. There's one more button to push. Ectobiology sure does involve a lot of button pushing. At least it does when you're a junior ectobiologist. Your loyal assistant, Dr. Mialgan, is all over this one. One pair of tubes empties the sludge into the chamber below. The other pair does as well. Another sequence is activated. Aí, ó, primeiro nós tivemos as Alpha Kids. Agora nós criamos as Beta Kids. Que são a Rose, a Jade, o John e o Dave. Scale Accelerator. São irmãos clones paradoxais, é isso que eles são. E o John fez todos eles, o John é o papai de todos. Ectobiology Sitter, Babysitter. Quem é o Hector Biology? É o John. You storm up your ladder to claim the coveted, if difficult to pronounce wrong, ATO Biolo babysitter. Your letter is absolutely hemorrhaging the $1 Just what your pork hollow's fat ass needs. Cara, ele tá rico. Olha quantos bitcoins. You surpass 1 million $1 and trade them all in for a single whooping barra de ouro buck. This is, of course, going directly into the college fund for these youngsters. Sure is heavy. Into the hollow it goes. É assim que os miolos de todos explodiram. Que é isso? É um porco? Ah, é o porquinho de cofre. Porra, tadinho dele. Navigating the veil nearby. Oh, God. O John é papai. Papai de todos. O John é o Catra. An old man has much to do before he returns to Earth, dies, gets stuffed by his adopted yet biological daughter/granddaughter, and stuck in front of a fireplace. Taking priority at the moment, shipping 2 passengers long overdue for a reunion. Caralho. O que tá acontecendo, gente? Ah, os adultos. Nossa, ele guardou isso durante anos pra entregar pra ela. O Fat Mouros dele e a carteira. Combina com ele. Ai, eles são tão lindos. Nem parece que vai acontecer uma tragédia com os dois. Throw John. Ai, isso é hora, Carquete.
See, this is a case in point.
What point?
The point I was just making about the ultimate riddle. You blithering feculent shithole. Okay, that's your cue to laugh at me some more, I guess. Because you seem to really get off whenever I flame you. Humans are deranged.
Oh man, I must be getting closer to the conversations where you're trolling me harder. This is pretty exciting. I can't wait to see what you've got up your sleeve.
You see what I mean? Fuck you about that.
Anyway, you weren't making a point about the ultimate riddle, dude.
Yes, I was. And now I'm losing my train of thought, dipshit.
Nope, we never talked about it. Yet. Oh, hell, that's right. Damn it, I guess this is going to be confusing. Oh, you're just starting to figure that out now. See, I kind of painted myself into a corner. I started trolling you at the end, just before the rift, and then jumped it back a little. And now I guess I've become railroaded into working backwards here. Unless I want to do the sort of dumb schizophrenic hopping around like the others. Oh my god, I know you've already told me like a million times. I have. Whoa, I can't wait for all these amazing conversations to take place. It's going to be like that human vacation with the giant red chimney asshole up in here. You know, the one where a bunch of moany nooksuckers sing at a little pine tree, I think. Man, I've got to say I'm a little disappointed by this masterful trolling you were bragging about.
I was bragging? Why would I bother with that sort of pedantic human horse shit? Maybe you should consider that I was bragging to get your hopes up in the future, only to let you down. And thus troll you masterfully in that respect.
Maybe, but that would be pretty weak too.
Your brutal human costume-based skull is what is weak, and if you and I were in the proximity of a blunt instrument, I wouldn't have much trouble providing it.
Que é W/E? Whatever. Deve ser whatever. So, what was the case in point you were making anyway?
I was scrolling back and noticed you were in the Vel.
Whoa, I am? Yeah, dum-dum. You're tumbling around on a big goddamn meteor. And you just created younger versions of yourself and your guardians. Probably by mucking around with that thing like a doofus. Wait, these are baby versions of us? So clueless. What did you think you were doing there anyway? Well, I saw footage of my Nana and some other people, who I'm pretty sure were like Jade's grandpa and Rose's mom and stuff from a long time ago, and then they were all these little guys carrying around, so they're like clone copies of us? No, they are literally you and your guardians, Paradox clones. What do you mean they are literally us? Do they go back in time? Yeah, obviously. Great guess, brain hero. But technically, they aren't even sent back in time, because with respect to the median, your universe timeline is meaningless. Seriously, why would it give a crap about Earth's past or future or whatever? From its perspective, it's just a bunch of points to choose from. Just like our chronology is from our perspective. But I guess that's a bunch of semantics. With respect to your personal chronology, yeah, they go back in time. A paradox clone is by definition a correctly cloned duplicate that will inevitably go back in time and become the original target that was cloned. If it's a malformed clone, it's just a meaningless mutant that has no bearing on the stable loop continuum. I don't see any tentacles or extra eyeballs or warped bone bulges, so those gross little things there are all you guys waiting to go to Earth and grow up and become the insipid bunch of grub-fisted douchebags that you are all now. And this was the point I was trying to make about the ultimate riddle. What is the riddle anyway? Maybe I can guess. I'm good at riddles. Think again, ignoramus. It's not even that great, or even much of a riddle at all. Obrigado pela água. Fala, Bart Simpson, tudo bom? O Carcate o que ele mais faz é xingar, então... In the course of your adventure, you would have encountered all these fragments of like weird poems and shit. You find them along your quests, with clues and stuff buried in them to help you solve puzzles and move huge stone columns and make staircases appear and lots of nonsense like that. And it's all masked in this flowery, sort of frothy, poetic jackassery that nobody really cares about. And I sure as hell don't care about spoiling it for you. But what all these lofty symbolic allusions boil down to is some grander statement about what you see happening here. That you were always the key to seeding your own existence through this game, and any hope that it could have played out differently or that you could have avoided this whole mess was always just a ruse. A distraction, perhaps. A distraction. Never mind. Because if it didn't go down this way, then now because if it didn't go down this way, then how were you even born, get it? Which is especially pathetic since Paradox Space apparently went to all this trouble to make you just to have you fail and die. Really, there's nothing more tragic than these null sessions full of kids entering the game and fulfilling some cosmic destiny shit just to get wiped out and leave behind an empty, pointless insta-sphere for all eternity. Actually, it's sort of hilarious. Or it would be if it didn't affect me personally. But anyway, there's a lot more to the riddle than just that. Like what we were just talking about last time we talked. But that's sort of the gist of the themes it deals with. Okay, well, if I run into some salamanders who tell me all about this riddle and get really excited about it, I will try to act surprised. So, this is the same kind of thing you went through with being like your own paradox clones and creating your own parents and stuff? Yeah. How did that even work with 12 of you? It was really fucking complicated. I'm not going to get into it. Our family structures are already way more complicated than yours without even getting spooky time slimed involved. Basically, we have nothing in common whatsoever, except maybe this. I was the guy in your position to make all these clones, and frankly, it all kind of freaked me the hell out. Yeah, I guess now that you mention it, I am finding it all a little strange. Oh, only just now? Fuck, you're fast. I hope you got the mad boombox to pay off those speeding tickets. No, I mean, the ghost stuff and paradoxes are one thing, of course. It's something else. It's just, this is really weird. What's so weird about it? Well, normally humans hatch from like these slimy pods. Then we wriggle out as a little pink larva. Oh, really? Huh, maybe we have more in common than I thought. O John tá enganando ele. Maybe those really are mutant clones and they aren't going back to see their planet? Sure. Hell, I'm confused now. Not that I give a shit about you and your pointless awful lives. Hey, I have an idea. Why don't you get back to me in a few minutes? I mean, like a few minutes of my time, not yours. All of these little pink monkeys are getting way out of line and I have to tend to them. If you message me in a couple of minutes, we can continue conversing in a sane, linear fashion for a change. Okay. And then after that, you can keep going backwards and then make fun of me riding my little red rocket. You can tell me I look like a silly little paradox clone fresh out of my slime tube and this is just all a big nursery time recess jamboree. That would burn me good. Okay, that is pretty good. But I can't use it because you said it, and then later, i.e. right now, you would get the satisfaction of knowing you were the one to come up with that burn. See, you are dealing with a pro. You can't out-throw me, so just forget about it and stop trying. Isso já aconteceu, Carcat. 10 little pink monkeys. They're scrambling all over the place. They appear to be preoccupied with some of the objects littered around the lab. At least it is keeping them busy. Ah, eu tô dormindo no... Ah, que bonitinho. Get trolled by CG again. Pera, quem que tava ali? Ah, tá, é o Dave. Oh, God. Nossa, deixa eu ver uma coisa. Deixa eu ver quando que acaba o ato 4. Ato 4. Ato 4 vai até... Vai até a página 1941. E eu tô na página 1907. Ah, meu Deus. Então na live que vem a gente vai terminar o ato 4. Okay, it's a few minutes later. Look how sane and linear we are being. Yeah, okay, awesome. No, fuck you and goodbye. Wait, what? I was just looking at all these rascals and I was wondering how they go back in time and become us and stuff. Does it have something to do with the reckoning? How do you know about that? You told me. We had this great dare going to see who could be the least helpful and informative, and you totally lost, dude. You were hella helpful. I was obviously just spitting your stupid, pointless human dare. What is a dare anyway? It's nothing. Someone says to do something and then, oh, laugh, you lose if you don't do it. That isn't anything that deserves a word. We don't even have a word for that in our language. The closest approximation would be worthless fucking bullshit waste of time for silly little children. Okay, wow. Oh wow, is that the title of a movie too? Yes, it's the title of every dumb movie you ever liked. Haha, that isn't even true and doesn't make sense. Anyway, how could we have make a dare if I'm moving backwards on your timeline? You would dare me to do something, then I would do it next time, but then you wouldn't even remember the dare, because we didn't make it yet. That's what isn't true and doesn't make sense, you damn bag of puke. Yeah, well, yeah, the dare never happened. I was joking around and made that up to give you a hard time. You have something stupid down to such a science. Where is your lab coat and test tubes, Dr. Brain Professor? I am wearing a lab coat, sort of. You look like an elf. That's bullshit. You look like you should be blowing into a funny little shell and limbering up for a silly cookie dance. Do you even have elves? Yes, let's compare which fantasy creatures that don't exist we both do or do not have. What a great fucking idea, John. What? You asked about the reckoning, so why don't we talk about that instead of all these pretty much terrible things? Okay. Yeah, so when the reckoning starts happening, all these paradox clones get shipped off to meteors, flung through Skyan defense portals, and sent back to Earth. End of story, I guess. Bye. Wait, so that means we are all sort of like Superman? Yeah, I guess. Cool. You all trace the mythological footsteps of your beloved human Superman, who's really just a muscular Caucasian alien. It's hilarious how humans worship him as a pinnacle of human heroism and virtue, but he isn't even human. Actually, it's incredibly pathetic, but also in a way kind of admirable. Because it means deep down you almost realize who your daddy is. We are bitches. Yeah, Superman's pretty cool, I guess. Did you know Nicolas Cage was almost going to play Superman one time? Oh my throwing pledge globe. Who gives a barfing fuck about that? John Egbert, you have assassinated my patience. Adios, loser. Wait. Get back to me in a couple minutes, okay? Fine. Face palm combo 2. Shred. You are ripping up so many hellacious shred. This first shitty business is getting so deliriously healed raising it. Okay, you lost the handle on that sentence. Oh my god, is that what you think it is? This thing is so completely illegal. How could this atrocity be floating out here unnoticed all this time? You're going to throw whoever is responsible into the slammer. You always call jail the slammer when you are extra angry at crimes. Go in. Ai, que bonitinho. Eu adoro esses padrõezinhos aqui. There's a large elevator platform ahead. Go down. Below there is a dark cavernous room. Near the platform is a time capsule. It has deployed a seed and awaits for something to be deposited and for the clock to be set. It is all harmless enough. Still no sign of any perpetrators. Search premises. Deeper into the darkness of the room, there is some complicated lab equipment. Again, nothing particular unusual for this jurisdiction. Examine equipment. 1910. There is a large monitor. Displayed on it is a small human girl in a fancy house. The date is April 21, 1910. Einstein? 8 days prior, the orphan girl was taken in by an aristocratic southern colonel and legendary humorist. He recovered the young lady from a crater where a bakery once stood, operated by the man's wife, a notable baked good baroness. É porque tá no passado. There's an explosion in the colonel's backyard. Ah, ele é o Colonel Suckers. Land sakes alive, we are cooking with Petronol. The colonel and his new granddaughter investigate. The impact site is where a doghouse stood moments ago. It was the magnificent abode of the man's beloved pet, Haley. He takes a belt from the old julep flask. He'd sooner perish himself than lose that dear animal. Eita. People would think reports of the man's death were greatly exaggerated, but they weren't. This is exactly why babies should not be allowed to dual-wield flintlock pistols. Okay. Okay. An old colonel lost, but a new brother gained. Aha! There's Haley. The youngsters adore their new guardian. Good dog, best friend. The young boy has difficulty pronouncing the name though. Sounds more like Harley when he says it. Fast forward. 13 years later, the boy develops a taste for adventure. He and his guardian bid farewell. His sister is sad. She will be left all alone with the wicked pastry baroness. She can handle it, he tells her. He believes in her. This all seems pointless to you and immaterial to the crime that has been committed. Though you do find it odd that the purifier target has been fixed over that especially stupid-looking animal. You hear the elevator platform. Someone's coming. It's that guy. It's a high-ranking agent from your kingdom. Could he be the man behind this crime? Could his intention be mutinous? You know the agent to be far too dangerous to take into custody. You hide behind some equipment and observe. He appears to be holding some notebooks. Also, what appears to be a pair of juice-stained envelopes. Only one of the books is useful to him. The envelopes are useless, and he couldn't make it through more than a paragraph of the other book. Some weird thing about wizards. He discards them. The spare notebook lands on the floor. He envelopes land in the seed. Oh. The time capsule stores the seed, and on account of some default setting, is programmed to bloom several 100 million years from now. The capsule then readies a new seed. The agent approaches another device near the large monitor. Get trolled by CG in sane and linear manner. Oh god. Okay, I got back to you. Are you happy? Sure, I guess. You don't even know it yet, but you are about to start passing out bunnies like they're cheap cigars. It's going to be an embarrassing display. What you're talking about? Yeah, exactly, numbskull. Let's just have our chat, and then it can naturally occur to you to be an idiot in the due course of time. Okay, I was sort of mulling it over while looking at all these babies and guns and sitting on ponies and things, and now the reckoning takes them back. And how you said our reckoning starts sooner. Yeah. Are you sure it has to start so soon? Can't we delay it? It starts in a few minutes, stupid. See that countdown clock over there? You aren't delaying anything. Oh, dang. I guess I better get off this meteor then. Well, I mean, it doesn't happen all at once. First some smaller meteors go, then bigger ones, spread out over like 24 hours or so. It's supposed to be like go time when it starts. Like, it's time to hurry up and stop fucking around and kill the boss, get it? The rock you are... What happens in our games that's different from yours that makes things go so badly?
Jack Noir.
Who is Jack Noir? An agent of Durs, who flipped out and rose to power. He killed your Black Queen and King and now he's in charge. So you didn't have him in your game? No, we did, but he was harmless. Actually, he was an ally, sort of. He settled a grudge against the Queen by helping us dethrone and exile her. And then he would exiled himself and sort of kept helping us through a command terminal on our old planet. He's kind of a huge asshole though. But because he took the Queen out of the picture, when we got to Skya, we only had one monarch to deal with instead of two. Of course, it was a nasty giant 12 times prototyped Black King that took forever to kill, just barely in time before the biggest meteors came, but still. I see. So after he got exiled and all that, he came here into our game and caused all this trouble? No, God! Egbert, you are thicker than that hideous joke book you waddle around with. Try to think more abstractly. Think about video games. What's an Earth game you like to play? Name one. Crash Bandicoot? Okay, I don't know what that is, but I have a feeling it's a real lame example, but that's fine, it's not the point. So let's say you play your Bandicoot and I play my Bandicoot. They are essentially the same Bandicoot, same appearance and design and behaviors, but they are still completely separate Bandicoots on separate screens. So we both have our own as Bandicoots to ourselves, the same but different. Our Jacks are the same but different too. Same guy, different circumstances and outcomes. Our Jack trumped the Queen, but got no further. Your Jack got the best of both of them, and is now something higher than a Queen or a King, like an ace. Sure, okay, I think I get it. But how did he do that? What was different about what we did versus what you did? Frankly, I have no idea what the original thing that tipped the scale was. It is under investigation, but it doesn't really matter. The worst is yet to come. For you. Oh no. What is the worst thing? Already told you. Damn it. Oh hey! Sorry, hold on. This little lady is bugging me about something. Yeah, you might as well get it over with and give her the lousy rabbit already. Oh man, I just had the best idea. It is so perfect. A blonde mother and daughter together. This is totally perfect.
Perfect for what? Flexing your formidable mental handicap like a fucking heavyweight for the next several minutes? Oh wait, let me check. The answer is yes. It is like that scene in Con Air. I will give her the bunny like I am Nick Cage fresh out of the slammer. Fuck. I wish I had a filthy wife beater on. Oh well. Just... Ok. Lá vai o John fazer coisas de John. Reunite with your loving wife and daughter. Dessa vez sem salamandras e com clones. Ah, isso é muito idiota, cara. O Carcate, cara. Ai, cara. Bonk. 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 Salamandra tocando bateria. Mano, que porra. Hard rock. Smash. This is stupid. Yeah, right. Take us there, Casey. Ah, é Casey o nome da salamandra. A Therese nem enxerga, cara. Do que ela tá rindo? Ai. Here comes the guitar solo. John de cabelão. Play that shit. I hear ya. In my heart. Meu Deus, cara. John, você é ridiculamente uma gracinha, cara. Fim do ato 4 já? Caraca, nós conseguimos? It's a miracle! It's a fucking miracle! That's it, guys! That's it for today. I am happy. Só levou 3 ou 4 lives, mas a gente conseguiu. A gente conseguiu, a gente leu até o final do ato 4. Vou ver vocês no ato 5. Descend. It'll be a few more pages. Psych! Filho da puta! Eu tô sem voz. Eu não aguento mais. Filho da puta. Get trolled by DC. Tá, não. Eu vou considerar isso aqui como o final falso, mas eu vou considerar como um final sim. Eu estou muito cansada. É melhor eu ir embora. Terminou com a música doida, né? Pois é. Gente, eu vou ficando por aqui, porque eu estou sem voz de tudo. Espero que vocês estejam gostando do que tá acontecendo até então. História doida do caramba. Mas é uma boa história doida. Olha só tudo que a gente já viu de S's. Precisa descansar, né? Fomos ludibriá-las. 1934, a página que a gente tá. Vai ter mais umas 40 páginas até realmente acabar o ato 4. Na próxima live a gente termina o ato 4 de fato. Vejo vocês na próxima quarta-feira, nesse mesmo horário, se der tudo certo. E é isso, beijão pra vocês. Vou terminar a live aqui. Muito obrigada por tudo. Nos vemos na próxima, gente. Tchau, 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 tchau. Fui! Boa noite. Bebam água.